Okay, boys, girls, others, undecided, not sure's, binder, gender neutral, whatever you want, the hell you want to call yourself. Hey, it is 4/4/2017. I have approximately 5:37 my time, Pacific Daylight Time, and we're going to have a TST after show because actually it was a pretty decent it was a pretty decent Talking Shit Tuesday, I guess, right?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But I think the main reason I want to have this after hangout is not so much to talk about the debate again, because we've done that, but we could a little bit. But I have heard, correct me if I'm wrong, Drag, I've heard that G-Man is still butthurt to no end, and that he wants to make all of us his bitch.
Yep, that's true.
And he's gonna be doing this like in the next few minutes or something like that, because I really would like to see this, or at least listen to it.
Should be starting up a hangout sometime here soon, because I am actually subscribed to him on YouTube, so I get a notification and I just read off the funny title. That's honestly why I'm subscribed. I read off the funny titles and I just shake my head. Like, that's really it.
Oh yeah, it's all hate scratching, right? I mean, nobody watches G-Man for the educational value or the fact they actually agree with anything he says.
Oh, he had this. Okay, this is theistic evolutionists. Bring it.
Leighton Bacon just had a new meme, by the way. Send it. Hey, Leighton, I don't know if you tagged Drag on it, but you sent it to him so he can screen share. But it's pretty funny. It's a Doctor Who meme reference that Orange.
I saw it.
Yeah,
I saw it. Hold on, let me back up.
Make sure you're putting these the hashtag bitch made, by the way,
yes,
Leighton.
please, so we can search them later. There we go. That's it.
Yeah, and it was funny because I didn't get a chance to obviously engage too much in TST because of all the A-type personalities there, but they're talking about views and stuff. JD gets about 100 to 120 views per TST. Sometimes they're less. Sometimes it's down like 70 and 80. But you know what? That's pretty much what my channel's been out lately. It's been about 70 for an average one. But my last one was 120. I think I peaked out or something along those lines. When's the last time you've seen G-Man or Ronnie get even higher than 100?
I don't know. Like, I think I've seen G-Man cap at around maybe 40 when there's nothing else going on. If literally anyone else starts to hang out, his numbers will drop. People watch him.
I think I've seen him on a 50 with a BHI. I think he did a BHI and he got around 51.
50. Yeah. That sounds about right. Yeah.
Honestly, I think G-Man had more views when Nadia was still running her hangouts, because a lot of people from those hangouts would like switch over to G-Man if he was doing something, or like
I think you're right.
There would be some drama on Nadia's hangouts and then it would move to G-Man's channel or something like that.
Yeah, totally, because you got to remember back in the day, G-Man would go into Nadia's room trying to fish, right? Oh, let me start some shit here that I can go bring up on my channel. Oh, did you guys hear what that atheist said in Nadia's room? That kind of.
Did you guys see the video I made?
I think he legitimately got more views back in those days, but now it's just kind of like there's not a really good way for stuff to start up anymore, because there's no longer any daily days. So
you're breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, a lot of that daily one has kind of gone to the wayside, and there's been reasons for that. Why I don't particularly run every single day. The only channel that really does, and Tony Vincencio, I'm sending you the link. So if anybody else wants the link, let me know. I'll send to you. But the only channel that really does daily is like the Flat Earth channels, and they don't get many views. They get about 12 views at a time at most. And you got to remember, there's like 5 people in there, so they're watching the live feed too. So there was 6 unique people that are watching. Not really worth it to run a hangout that often, because how much stuff you can really talk about. I'd rather have specific days. Like I usually run my hangouts on Sundays, TST after show, and then usually on a Thursday or Friday, and I'll have a good guest. So 3 times minimum. Sometimes I'll have another one late at night, like at a special one the other night, just to talk about the fact that Ronnie couldn't handle the fact that he got his ass handed to him in this debate. And so he had to find excuses. And one of his excuses was trying to blame General Han Solo. So I had to hang out with General, trying to tell people, hey, General did a fine job moderating. And for Ronnie to use General as an excuse, that's just pathetic. That's bitch made right there. Seriously. I mean, the worst part was Ronnie tried to engage General. I mean, he said, well, let me answer your question with a question kind of thing. And then they just sat there and went back and forth. And I was just sitting there muted going, okay, go ahead. Do what you want, Ronnie. And then he has the audacity to say he was cut off. No, he had a 5-minute closer and he went 3 minutes over. And that's when General had told him, you're over time. For some reason, Ronnie thinks that, if you don't use all your minutes, they seem to carry over. This isn't fucking Verizon, people. And then what's worse is today he said that he didn't have a presentation because, well, he had a presentation, but he didn't want to use it because I didn't go in the direction he thought he would. Well, how does that change your initial presentation? Now, I understand the rebuttal. I had my rebuttal already made, but he had no case to even make a rebuttal for. But I already knew what he was going to say, and I at least wanted something that I can go either way with. And I was able to, because I had prepared for just about every contingency except him not having jack shit. I'm literally saying, oh, well, intelligent design. There you go, Steve. You can have it. So that was just kind of odd there.
What killed me was when he kept saying, "Oh, well, the model's been demonstrated, and cause and effect, and yeah, we've shown y'all the model." Yeah, and he mentioned that several times because I rewatched.
But he has mantras. He doesn't have explanations. Yeah. He doesn't have models. He has mantras. He has his little catchphrases that he says.
Yeah, it's already been demonstrated. Huh?
You know what I mean? Yeah, they've already done the experiments. But for a guy who's too incompetent to know that a model is an explanation, how do you have an actual debate with somebody like that?
You don't. Like,
you don't.
When you go back and read some of the transcripts too, they're hilarious, dude. Because one of the complaints that he had toward the end is like, well, Steve didn't address my point about the nervous system and the brain. You go back and it's like 2 sentences that he mentioned.
It wasn't even that. Seriously, right? Yeah.
It was. I want to say it was actually a little less than 2 sentences where he mentioned it as an example. So I'm not sure whether you were supposed to try and debunk an example that he did not elaborate on, or if you were supposed to just outright like deny his example, or what was he expecting? Because there was really nothing you could do with that other than go, okay, and wait for him to expound,
It was a throwaway sentence. I took it as a throwaway sentence. I took it as this is something he's throwing out there. He didn't give any explanation or context behind it. He didn't explain how it related to intelligent design. I mean, he didn't present any kind of thing that I could actually latch onto and try to refute, which is what made the debate rather boring, I guess. At least people listened to his side of it because he didn't offer anything.
Well, I was waiting to
go ahead.
Sorry. I was waiting to the end because he kept on talking about how he wanted to give his time up so he can have time to talk back and forth at the end. He kept on saying that. Yeah, and so I'm like, okay, this is going to be good because at the end they're going to be getting back and forth.
Well, but here's the thing: we already had said we were going to have a back and forth. We could have allocated as much time as needed. If you remember correctly, I said I don't want him doing this on his lunch break because I want 2 hours for this to happen. This is the one time we can get Ronnie in a room where I could ask him questions about things that he's talked about on his whole ATP synthase or intelligent design arguments that we've never been able to really suss out with him. None of that happened because he got scared away from the questions.
Yeah, he knew it was going to happen. He knew it was happening. But hey, can I say one thing? I can't believe I'm in the room with Jackie. Jackie, I love you. You're my favorite. We
all love Jackie. Even though Jackie's a taken woman, we all do love her.
Still, she's the coolest. You're the coolest.
I got to hug her twice, so you know what?
You have? You're no fan.
I touched her. Yes, damn right.
She's a nice
Jackie.
I touched her and she didn't slap me. I mean, that's the perfect woman.
Well, you didn't touch me inappropriately, so.
Yeah, I see. I have that whole, not was it 15-second hug? Yeah, not cool. Yeah.
Steve, you still have your hand.
There's a difference between a hug and like a slow lingering caress, right?
Yeah. Kevin turned to me yesterday and he was like, "Oh my God, we totally forgot to take a picture with Steve." And
I hugged him too, by the way.
Take a picture.
I'm equal. I actually hugged him and I played with his hair.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, Steve totally played with Kevin's hair, and I didn't want to slap you, Steve, but I was kind of feeling a little jealous.
I know. Understandably so. I've got great hair. Yeah, we're gonna party again soon.
Fine hair.
The first thing they did when they came down to my area, there's some like pot dealers up here. They're growing pot, whatever it is behind the mountains there. And I'm like, do you note that smell? And they're like, that's skunk weed. I'm like, oh yeah. It's like, so for me, it's everything where I'm at. Everything smells like pot down here. It's ridiculous.
That's great.
No, it was funny. It was funny because we were driving up that, I'm not going to say what the street is called, but that really long street before we turn into your neighborhood from like coming in from the south. from that Canyon Road, and I smelled it, and I was like, Kevin, I bet there's a lot of growers here. There has to be. And then yeah, I guess
it's prevalent, huh? You can really note that.
But it is kind of that culture in that area, because like even I see a lot of job advertisements for growing, and most of those advertisements are from those town areas. So
yeah.
I just had a buddy come back with a bunch of edibles. He came back from, I live in Florida, so he came here and he started unloading all his stuff.
I'm not a fan of it myself, but I don't care if people partake. Sad you have.
I'd rather
partake in it, but like the high school I used to go to, it used to reek of that kind of a smell all the time, and it was just like very obvious. Like when people were doing it, it was just like, okay, that kind of smells, because I wasn't used to it and I don't do it. So when you get close to it, it's kind of like, okay, wow.
It's got that sweet smell. It's not a bad smell. It's just a very sweet smell.
Well, it's pungent, I think.
It's pungent, yeah. But it's weird that years ago that if you had a joint, you pretty much could go to jail for the rest of your life, and now it's like, what? Who gives a shit?
It's really funny because the place I worked at over the winter season, I worked at a ski resort, and it had its ups and downs. But one of the funny things is that all employees have to take a drug test in order to be hired, but like all the managers know that like 90% of people who work there are on some kind of drug, and most of them are on marijuana, and like people will have marijuana smoke breaks and stuff. And so I was doing office work, and my boss turns to me and he's like, I wonder how many people would be fired if I issued a random drug test today.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what you have to remember, though. Just
literally everyone, including me.
Yeah, just because you can smoke it doesn't mean that a job can't fire you for smoking it, right? I mean, there's nothing conditional saying that that employer has to accept the fact that you're allowed to smoke pot. They can terminate you for that.
But
But of course,
everyone there.
They'd have to fire their entire workforce, right? I mean, let's be real here.
I mean, they could do it just because, like, their employer's being a bitch. I mean, like, the employee's being a bitch, but I mean, that's not a great reason to really,
Well, I'm in California where, you don't have to have a great reason to fire somebody. It's work at will. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they're reliable because they have to come back. They have to make money so they can keep their habit going. So they'll be back every day working. Don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. When your entire workforce is smoking every day, there's no way that you can issue a drug test, because then your whole business will collapse.
Yeah, because I'm not a big, I don't like it. I'm not a fan of smoking pot, but I don't give a crap if somebody does it. I had an edible once, and I was high for 3 days, and that was my experience for edibles, and I was like, never again. No, not gonna happen. It was miserable.
I like edibles better than smoking.
Hated it. Fucking hated it.
I don't like the mechanics of smoking. Like, I don't like that really crappy feeling in my lungs.
Yeah, it burns. Yeah, that's true. But plus, I mean, I quit smoking, and it's been over a year and a half now. So, I mean, why would I want to go start smoking pot?
Yeah,
cigarettes after 25 years.
Yeah, I've never had a cigarette, so like I feel comfortable with. I don't even want to.
Lucifer Almighty is like, you took too much. Oh yeah, dude, I know I took too much, man. I was like, I'm gonna fucking die. I'm gonna be the first casualty of marijuana. I was guaranteed that I was not gonna make it through the night, and I was not. I'm not lying to you, Lucifer Almighty. I was high for 3 days, 3 fucking days. Anybody says you can't be high for 3 days, you're wrong. I was high for 3 days. And I am ultra sensitive.
Yeah,
I THC, by the way, title. I don't. Yeah, I'm not. It doesn't really have a decent effect on me. It's just nasty.
No, I had a really bad experience once when I went over to my best friend's house, and she gave me a hit out of a bong, but like I thought it was just regular like plant, but it's this thing called wax, and I declared the whole thing without knowing what it was, and it was the worst ever. I'm betting I was high for like a day and a half at least, and like I felt like the inside of my lungs were on fire. It was so unpleasant.
Ew. Yeah, that doesn't sound very pleasant. Somebody had recommended sativa. I've heard. I know what that is. I'm not saying I'll never try it again. You know, after it becomes, they start selling it here, right? They haven't really have any medical or non-medical dispensaries here. All the ones that are down here, you still have to have a medical license. They are trying to open dispensaries for recreational use, but it has not happened yet, and it probably won't even happen until either the end of 2017 or the beginning of 2018.
No, just keep in mind it could be worse.
It won't happen until January 2018. That's
I think you're right.
Just keep in mind it could be worse. Spirit Science has been high since 2012.
He must be.
But he's been high on something a lot stronger.
The moon is hollow and made of material from aliens.
No, he's been high on space Jews.
Yeah.
Makes sense in some
Drag,
reality.
has our buddy started his little hangout yet? I mean, I really like to know, what I've lied about. I'm fascinated by this.
Which of our buddies?
Oh, Gman. Gman's starting to hang out.
Oh yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. Theistic evolutionists.
Let me see.
Yeah. It'd be kind of fun if he decided to go after me, seeing as I'm pretty sure he doesn't know what the fuck ID I'm using these days.
I think he thinks that, like, if you're a theistic evolutionist, you have to support intelligent design, or else you're not Christian.
Oh, it's funny you say that.
Oh,
He's not started yet.
Okay, let me know when he does, because I don't know if I'm subbed to him or not. But anyways, it's funny you mentioned that.
Hang on, Andreas, just to let you know you're made a feedback.
Major feedback. Okay, this is something I brought up before, and this is an argument that I have, and everybody else may or may not agree. I don't know. But I personally think that if you are a Christian and you use an intelligent design argument and you say, well, we don't know what the intelligent designer is, you're not adhering to your Christianity. It's not consistent. It's not a consistent position. When Ronnie said today, well, we don't know who or what the intelligent designer was, I think he's being inconsistent with somebody who's a Christian. A Christian would say, I believe the universe was created by a deity, and I also believe that intelligent design indicates that it was intelligent designed by that deity. For him to, because here's the reason, Jackie. Let me finish. Here's the reason, Jackie. Because if he posits that the intelligent designer is not anything but a deity, the Christian deity, he is actually saying that he thinks the potential exists for something else to make life and make humans, which is incompatible with the Christian viewpoint. Right?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I think he's positing that the Yahweh, the Christian God, is the intelligent deity.
Right, but that's not what he said. He said that the intelligent design he doesn't tell us who or what it is. Right? He has said that he believes it is. But that, again, you can't have a position of intelligent design and just say, oh well, we don't know what that entity is. I mean, that's disingenuous.
Steve,
I have to disagree just because there is no way for someone to say intelligent design, therefore this specific God. I think
I agree. That's the point.
Are actually more honest.
No.
I think the people who say I think it was created, but the evidence doesn't to my specific God, but I have other reasons that aren't scientific. Maybe it's like personal reasons that I think that it's this God, but I think that someone can separate.
I think you're both missing kind of the point of intelligent design.
No,
the point of it is to try to supplant science with their bullshit.
Yeah, I agree with
you. With separation of church and state, you can't sit there and declare who or what this designer is. So you have to try to skirt that. Now you can say, I personally think that I know who the designer is or what the designer is, but you can't really go there if you want to try and keep it in that middle ground.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what I'm getting at. That's why I think it's a very dishonest position, because you're exactly right. They can't come out and just say it's God, right? So they have to skirt that, and they have to say, well, the intelligent design movement doesn't indicate what kind of intelligent designer it is. But as a Christian, you have to say, hey, I believe that
I think I'd have the answer because I'm a Christian.
Right. And Ronnie didn't do that. Ronnie's like, oh, yeah, well, the intelligent designer could be anything. Well, not according to the Christian worldview. That's what I'm saying by he's being inconsistent, because he has to keep that narrative that intelligent design can't give you a specific thing, especially a deity, for that very reasons you noted, Shadow.
Yeah,
so
but who knows, though? I mean, maybe their view of intelligent design is that Bob the Builder's the designer.
Could be Dyslexia Jones for all we know. Oh,
Yeah,
that'd be the shit. Yeah.
That makes
Dyslexia
sense.
is our Lord.
Yeah, but they be throwing out everything. In the beginning, God created. Okay, this is where we start from. And then they're going, oh, well, I don't know who the creator is, but I'm a Christian. Look at your damn book. This is what it says. How can you postulate some other intelligence? Is there another God or something? You know, that is so hypocritical.
Yeah, exactly. I think Jackie kind of summed it up well, although I think she disagreed with me, but I don't think she's really disagreeing with me. A Christian would, in my view, to be consistent, would say, I believe God created everything. I also believe that the intelligent designer is God. However, intelligent design itself can't necessarily specify that it's that particular deity, but I do believe that it is. I'm fine with that. That's a consistent position.
And I can get
right,
behind the concept. And I can get behind the concept that the intelligent designer is a deity, but in essence, it's something that we can't come to know of. It's something that we can't perceive through our own senses.
That's the other problem. Well, there's one of many problems, but yeah. Well, that's what I brought up before too. Is that if a deity created natural systems, then they're really not natural systems, right? I mean, natural systems are independent of anything. They exist. They're self-existent. They exist regardless of an entity or not. That's why they're called natural, not supernatural systems.
But I mean,
you could also argue though that a deity can dictate what is natural, and by that definition, well, then we'd be changing the different definition of natural.
Yeah, I mean, you could. And it gets really kind of to the point. Look at if a God exists, is everything supernatural? I mean, because if he created everything, then it all falls contingently upon his existence. But I think when we use the word natural, we use it in more of a colloquial sense that we're trying to differentiate from what we experience that's independent of any kind of human intervention or any kind of what we would consider to be supernatural interactions with it, right?
And there is always the nihilistic perspective that, for all we know, it could be nothing, but we perceive something happening because we are, we're chemical machines. We can perceive things happening because our nerves and various parts of the nervous system and other systems in our body respond and feed stimuli to our brain that tells us, for instance, this is hot or this is cold. Whether or not that those qualities actually intrinsically exist.
Yeah, you're a machine, ergo intelligent design, Andreas. I mean, that's how they look at it. Oh, look, he just admitted we're machines. Well, we've only seen machines created by intelligence, ergo intelligent design, which is again, they're using words to define things into existence.
No, I mean, I don't think we're machines, but I do think we are
machines. No, we are machines. I'm fine with that. We are biological machines, no question about it. We're also mechanical machines.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But that doesn't imply that we had a designer to do so. And if it does, then you couldn't differentiate between a naturalistic designer and a non-naturalistic designer. I think it does mean that we were naturalistically designed. I honestly do. But that doesn't exclude the fact that there couldn't have been an intelligent designer. It's just I don't see the need for one. But that's the kind of thing that I went into the debate, though. I mean, that's what Ronnie didn't understand my argument. Is that even though we can allow for an intelligent designer, we can show that we just don't need to have one to have certain explanations for things. And so when we're asking, what is the best explanation for a natural system or system of nature, we can just give the model and say, hey, look, it works. And then when Ronnie says, oh, well, Steve didn't, well, first he said, it's not about models. And I didn't present a model because it wasn't about models, but Steve didn't present a model. Well, Ronnie doesn't understand that general relativity is a model, right? Mendelian inheritance is a model. Genetics are models. These are all models. The theory of genetics, theory of evolution, these are all models. They're all explanations of things. So I don't know how Ronnie's using these words. If anybody wants to help me out here.
I mean, when you start getting to
Let me know.
When you start getting down to these weird ass fucking arguments based upon what they do and don't consider to be complexity, I think you've got problem number one, because they're cherry picking what they do and don't even see as being complex. Pick up a grain of sand, and if you look at it realistically, it's pretty fucking complex. All the little nooks and crannies and the areas where it's been worn down by the ocean, all this other stuff. It's really complex with the way it's quote unquote designed, if you want to try and apply that word to it. But that doesn't count. Why not?
Yeah, well,
I mean,
when it's saying complexity.
But I mean, the reason it's designed is because we see it as being designed. We're the ones perceiving that action. The same can be said for reality, I think. I mean, we observe reality because we can, in essence, we can respond to it. That's not to say that it exists existentially of what we're able to experience or what we're able to perceive.
Yeah, well, you have no way to validate that either way, right? Yeah, and complexity is relative too, because I mean, I just read something the other day. It was some mathematician, some German mathematician, when he was shaving, actually figured out something that they've been working on for 40, 50 years. He just, poof, came to him. And he submitted the proof online, and people were like, yeah, he solved it. It's done. And the title of the proof, I don't know if it was his or somebody did another version of it because they cleaned it up a little bit, but it was like a simple proof for blah 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 blah. And you look at this, there's nothing simple about this. It's just the highest level math you could possibly imagine. But to them, it's a simple proof, right? So when you talk about simple and complex, what are we referring to as what's simple and what's complex? When we say a simple sugar compared to a complex sugar, right? These are all just things that are relative to each other, right? So they say that these things are, irreducibly complex. Well, what do they mean by that? Because we do know that things are reducible. We do know that things have function from prior iterations, right? Which is, again, what I came to try to explain in my presentation, in my debate, when Ronnie's like, oh, well, you don't have evidence for this. Well, yes, I've got a lot of papers on this. A lot. Even Aaron sent me papers on this, but we didn't even get to that, right? I wasn't able to even present that because there was no dialogue back and forth because he had nothing. But I could have presented that easily.
And whenever they start going on and on about how complex human beings are, it's like, look at the genome of an amoeba, you fucktard.
I don't know if it's still available, but there was a discussion that Max and True had, and Max was basically taking Ronnie's argument. The cell is this complex chemical machine that builds up this bigger machine, which is our bodies. And he's like, okay, let's run this back. So now what we have are machines make a bigger, more complicated machine, and those machines are also made up of other machines. So shouldn't the actual inference be that machines make machines, not intelligence makes complexity?
Yeah,
Ronnie didn't get it.
One thing I've noticed, accurate though, because yes, it's a machine, but one part of the machine is monitored by a smaller machine that helps it function, that helps it perform its own function. It boosts the function, or it makes it's a last resort, or it's a safety mechanism, if you will.
But then you get to the complexity of a grain of sand or a snowflake, and where's the fucking intelligence there?
Yeah, they're like, oh well, you don't need it for that. Oh, okay, then why do you need it for DNA? Oh, because it has sequence. So what? I tried explaining that to Kevin the other day. So what? These are iterations of things over time that you're going to have building up of a sequence. You know why? Because it worked.
Wait a minute.
Successful.
In terms of the physical makeup of a snowflake with hydrogen molecules and all this other stuff, there is also a sequence.
Right. The snowflakes, the way the water molecules bend or the way they interact with each other is predictable. It tends to conform to a specific general kind of design or general kind of format.
If you call the sequence HOH, that would be the sequence of the atoms, I guess, because that's the way the alignment is.
In terms of the way that they all line up with one another, forming each individual snowflake. That's still a sequence.
One thing I notice is when, say, if we say, look at a dolphin, it is perfectly designed to swim in water. They will latch on to that and say, oh, well, you believe in a designer. No, they're designed that way through natural selection. And it's like they can't get that through their heads.
Well, and that's why they say, what's the mechanism? Well, natural selection is a mechanism.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, that's what they keep on asking for. Like, he's always asking, what's the mechanism of evolution?
Right there.
Natural selection.
That's a very good.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
And with the sequences of the human genetic code that I found, there are broad sections that are just A. So is this a place where the designer got bored or fell asleep on the A key? I mean, come on, man.
Get a little variety in there.
Yeah.
Well, again, I mean, we know that successful things breed, and therefore the genes will be passed on that are more successful. That's it. It's not a difficult concept. I don't know why these people are so lost upon it.
Years ago, I did a video talking about the human genome. And it's long gone now because I got tired of this little dipshit making invalid arguments against it and claiming that I wasn't answering them. And I'm just like, fucking, I'm deleting it. I'm done. But what I did was I found a part of the genome, and this was, just regular old guitar. It was my 4-string bass. And, for A, I was hitting the top, and then B, or rather C, G, and T. I was just basically named each of the 4 different strings. And I'm just sitting there hitting string after string to get it to line up with the way I was going into the genome. And I found a chunk of it that actually sounded melodic. And I started with that section, and I said, wow, hey, this does sound like music. And then I'm like, wait, let's keep going. And it just turns into absolute crap chaos after that. Just to kind of make the point that you can look at little sections and say, wow, this is really detailed and intricate. And this makes some sense. No, it doesn't stay like that. You're just sampling it. I mean, that's the thing, is that if you look at it, you can say, oh, wow, well, this looks really detailed and organized. But then you get to the A, T, A, C, A. And then it gets like C, G, and it just turns to crap. It's like, no.
Yeah, it depends on where you
this is not it's a matter of how you're looking at it. Yeah.
Well, different parts of the chromosome, like heterochromatin, will have a higher ratio. I think it's T and A over G and C.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And the other way to counter that, though, is by saying, hey, look, sometimes we can't view it, 5 sections at a time. Sometimes you may have to view it in sequences of 100 or 1,000 to recognize the pattern or to recognize the intricacy and the complexity of the DNA strand or constituents of the DNA that you're trying to observe in its patterns.
But there are vast segments of it that aren't really, frankly, all that interesting.
Yeah, I have
just on a chemical level.
I have a question right quick. It's like when we look at the genome, it's like we see like parts of chimp DNA and horse DNA or dog or this or that going way on back to fish, you could say, and even bananas. Okay, now the DNA, like say, that we have from bananas or fish or reptiles, is that functioning? Does it have, does it work? Does it have a purpose, or is it just kind of sitting there?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I
was just curious about that.
Well, I even got a discussion with somebody else about, he was asking Fiona and I about junk DNA, and we tried to explain him, and Fiona even gave the link, the original person who coined the phrase, meaning that junk DNA was something we didn't know what the function was. And
what I'm asking is, does this, obviously dog DNA or whatever, pick an animal, that's a common ancestor, does that specific piece of DNA or the genes, does it actually do things?
Well,
it
doesn't have to.
We need?
But it may or may not, right? It could be coding to proteins. It could be just regulatory. It could have no function, be completely garbage. But my argument was, why would an intelligent designer put complete garbage into our DNA? And they would be like, well, wouldn't everything has a function? Well, we've know certain things don't have function, but we've also determined that a lot of it we just don't know.
And there's a lot of
no activity, there's no function.
There's a lot of genes that are broken.
Yeah, like the Gulo pseudogene is broken, has no function. We know this. It's garbage. It doesn't work.
But Tommy Hall says that we can fix it with vitamin C.
Yeah, Tommy Hall, the Dr. Tommy Hall. What's funny? He actually got that from, what's his name? Who is that guy? He wouldn't come on here. He wouldn't. Yeah. God dang it. McClint. McLatchy. Yeah, McLatchy. He got that from him, who actually retracted that because he didn't understand that you couldn't activate the Gulo pseudogene because it was missing the promoter and a lot of the exons. And so the method he wanted to do to try to reactivate it wouldn't work because it's never just transcribed. In order to, his method would require a transcription, but if there's no transcription, his method wouldn't work. So he revoked that. Tommy Hall just latched onto it and tried to, throw his own idiocy into it and go, look, we can reactivate the Gulo pseudogene by depriving pregnant women of vitamin C and see if their offspring have a gene that's functional now. Are you fucking retarded? The efficacy on that alone is disturbing, right? But to him, it was fine. He's like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the depths of the level of these people that just don't know what the hell they're talking about. I mean, Jackie, would you volunteer for an experiment from Tommy Hall?
Wait, what? Sorry, I was tuned out a bit.
Would you
and then
volunteer?
I heard my name and I was like, what?
Yeah, we try to keep you engaged. Okay. If Tommy Hall wanted to experiment with your body and say, hey, Jackie, have you ever got pregnant?
If Tommy Hall was going to do an experiment with anyone's body, it wouldn't be Jackie.
No, Steve, you don't.
She heard enough.
Steve, you don't even get to a period with that when you get to a comma.
Experiment with my body is really nasty.
You know she's not letting you pass the first comma.
What do you have to do with anything?
I don't know what it has to do with anything.
I didn't even get a chance to finish it.
What?
Like experiment with
what?
bottoms.
Oh God, that was funny.
Daytime, night.
Sexy.
I still have a copy of that on my computer somewhere.
Yeah, I don't blame you, by the way. I wouldn't want Tommy experimenting with my body either, or even being around me. But
well, like I said, you're not getting past the comma with that one. You're not getting all the way to the period. Ain't gonna happen.
Funny. So Gman has started his hangout, but he hasn't said anything yet. He said it starts in 10 minutes, although he is active. But he's just
he was talking.
No,
refresh. He's been talking for a while.
Oh, has he? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's asking questions about like how did Adam and Eve evolve and crap like that.
He's probably gonna get have quite a few views going on, but it's just because like everyone who was watching it.
I guess you know what's funny? You don't even have to listen to him.
Hang out.
You just have to watch the live feed, Jackie. You don't have to listen to him. I mean, this is the idiocy that he's been correct on this before. We did not evolve from Neanderthals. Nobody's claiming that. I don't know why they keep on saying stupid shit that they know is nonsensical. There's nobody in evolutionary theory that says modern humans evolved from Neanderthals. They were our cousins. They died out. They're no more. They went a different direction, right?
Well, actually, if I remember correctly, wasn't it Africansis and Neanderthals that lived at roughly the same time and we ate the Neanderthals or something like that? I'm trying to remember the study.
We did live contemporarily with Neanderthals. We diverged.
I think there was some evidence that we ate them.
It's possible, yeah. Yeah, well, we were the better species, right? So we took over.
We were assholes.
Yeah, we probably fucked them over.
We fucked them out of existence.
Yeah, we did breed with them for a while, sure. Yeah.
That might be what happened to them in the breeding and joining together. You know, just kind of weeded them out a bit, I guess. But
yeah, when we proliferated, they didn't.
Fuck the good ones, eat the bad ones. What?
But I had heard that, or found out that, like African Americans don't have any Neanderthal DNA. Europeans do.
Yeah, Europeans have like I think I don't know what was it, 1 or 2% or something. Yeah,
so
not
the
all
highest I think that they caught was 2.3.
Yeah, so I mean it's pretty low, but I mean it's there. It is notable. We do know that we have ancestry with them, but not from them. There's a difference. I can't believe Han Solo is actually over there, not over here. These people, just
yeah, you're right, Steve. You don't have to listen to
Captain Osimo is in there.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't bother having to listen to them.
Wow.
Captain Osimo's not in the hangout, but he's in like the live chat.
Matter of fact, I find it actually more interesting if you just watch the live feed. You don't even have to listen to what they're saying. It's kind of nice. So
I don't watch or listen to any of his crap.
I don't either.
I mean, the thing is, every once in a while, every once in a blue moon, he'll still reference me, and he's always start talking about 13 heathens, and I'm like, I haven't used that idea in like 7 fucking years, dude.
Well, one cool thing I like about Captain Osimo is the thing he did with Fiona, and I'm pretty sure y'all saw that, where he sat down and he had a long hangout with Fiona and talking about where she studied, what she studied, the work she's done, and all this, and then they put up a link to all of this work and papers and everything that she's done, and then it showed how many other scientists in her field cited her work, and it's like, whoa, you know, that was awesome.
And still, if you bring it up, Gman will doubt as to whether or not she has a PhD.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, these are the people that said, "Oh, Steve didn't graduate from Duke School." When I showed my diploma on camera,
Well,
that I graduated from school.
Yeah,
I mean, come
the
on.
thing with the whole PhD bit was they thought that your PhD wasn't, oh, you successfully defend your PhD thesis. That's when you get your PhD. No, they thought it was like a high school diploma or like some kind of certificate that you could just flash.
You know what, though, Steve? There was that occasion when he was threatening to doc drop you and let people know what your name is.
I know. I'm really concerned about that.
He did the same to Fiona, too, you know.
Yeah, I'm really concerned people getting my real name, which is Steve McRae, by the way.
Yeah.
Anybody who's been knows me on Facebook, it's Steve McRae. Haven't changed it. I'm not hiding behind anything. So, whatever.
So now if I repeat your name, are you going to accuse me of doc dropping you?
I will, actually. Yeah.
I'll only do that
Say my name, bitch. Say my name.
I'll only do that if you try to reveal my pen name.
I don't even know what your pen name is, and I never asked. I probably do know it somewhere. I probably have it somewhere.
You're on my fucking Facebook.
I don't pay attention, dude.
Okay.
Sure fucks a lot.
Facebook, you telling you you're a dipshit. There we go.
Sure fucks a lot. Yeah. So, Drag, are you still here?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Stephen King, right?
Oh, wait, where is it? I thought I had you on here.
That's his pen name. He's actually Stephen King. Now that we have that out there. Love your stuff. It was brilliant, by the way. Great book.
Oh, yeah, you are my friends list. Here we go. That's fine, yeah. There we go.
Yeah, I got like
I know.
600 more. I don't, but yeah, I know I am on there. But where did Drag go?
Schmuck. There we go.
I'm in the kitchen.
Oh, okay. You know what? Good place for you.
Here we go. Your name shall henceforth be Schmuck.
Schmuck. Are you listening to Gman's Hangout so we don't have to?
No.
Who the fuck would do that?
I don't know. Saves me time. That's what I have my minions for. I can't watch all these different Hangouts. I'll occasionally watch some, but I gotta tell you, 90% of the Hangouts I watch, I just go, fuck, this is retarded. This is retarded. It's ridiculous. It has only about 10% gold, except for a few of Ronnie's. Ronnie's recently has been comedy gold. The one he had this day and the one he had the other day, oh my God, there's so much I can pick out of and just go, what the hell are you talking about? Him saying things like dissolve and degrade obviously mean different things, but they're synonyms. Oh yeah, when DNA goes in water, it dissolves and degrades, but it doesn't do either. I don't know. It's just like Ronnie, pick something here. Just go with it, you know.
Well, he hasn't used dissociate yet, so there's something.
He did use stuff. He did. In earlier versions. In earlier versions, he said disassociate, dissolve, degrade, disintegrate all meant the same thing. Yes, he did. We remember. I had to actually transcribe those videos with the help of CRISPR and Fiona.
Something tells me he can't get stupider, but he probably will get stupider.
It'd be pretty big. Yeah, it might be difficult. Yeah. So just real quick, I'm going to do my little bitch made thing, my vote. So let's screen share.
Oh, I've been keeping my eye on Hangout and Ronnie is in there.
Okay. So let's see here. Bitch made. This I'm going to take my votes here because I think JD Kane box. So can you guys see these?
Is this the model you want?
Yeah, I love it. This is good. Leighton, if you're watching this is really good. Is this the model you want? It's just so disturbing. And then we got Dr. Truehu. Let's see if I can blow this up a little bit.
I like the comic strip one.
Worse. There we go. Yeah, this is. You know what? That's actually one of my favorites too. This one, make it too big. I think.
Just because you get thrown out the window.
Yeah, I didn't know that was me actually being thrown off the window, but that's cool. But yeah, now I look at it. Yeah, no, I like this one. It's just like he's like, okay, guys, how should we prepare for the debate this Sunday? Do nothing. Phone Matt Dillahunty at midnight. Actually prepare. Yeah. You know what? I don't know which one is my favorite. God damn it. I like that one by Leighton. I like that one, but what?
No, I'm saying there are quite a few that are just really, really so good. It was hard choosing.
That one's good too. The one you did a color correction on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, I definitely. This is definitely not user friendly, by the way. But I'm gonna go with this one. I like this one by Drake. Cause loses debate with Steve McRae. Effect calls Gman to help soothe the pain. Ergo bitch made. I like this one. But it makes sense to me, man. He's just like, oh my god, I did so bad. Let's go call Gman. Steve violated me. He touched me in places I didn't know I had.
I gotta wonder if Gman's doing this solely to kind of like as payback for what you did to True, or what he thinks you did to True.
What is he doing?
Well, it's the whole theistic evolution thing.
What's that got to do with me?
No, he thinks that like if you support theistic evolution, like if you don't support theistic evolution, you have to believe intelligent design to rationalize the Christian God.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's his argument.
Yeah, pretty much.
Steve, you might have to get a hold of Wayne and pull him off to the side. Now, Wayne, be calm, okay?
Well, I like when Wayne
around calling everybody a power bottom.
That killed me when someone typed in.
That was funny.
When someone mentioned Wayne, said shots fired.
Oh, Wayne was losing his shit. He's just so over these guys, right? You gotta remember, Wayne has a lot of resentment. I know Wayne really well by now. I mean, he has a lot of resentment. He's been lied to for so long by young Earth creationism that he feels that he needs to go full bore on them and just be nonstop going after them, because he feels like they really fucked with him for a long time, and they did. I don't blame him for that.
I mean, I don't know if you can really blame it that far, though. I mean, unless, it's only somebody's fault if they believe it, really. Like, if you allow yourself to fall under, like, that kind of belief system, or
no, I agree. I think he takes personal responsibility for it, but that doesn't mean that he's not upset that they lied to him for so long. Does General want to come in? General tried getting into their hangout. Oh, he is in their hangout. Oh, I don't. What is General saying? Come on, Ronnie, man up, you little bitch. That's what he should be saying.
No, it's quite a few atheists were Christian at one time, and when they start realizing, I've put all this time and effort and emotion and everything into this, what I thought was real, and then I'm starting to find out it's not real. Like after the disappointment, whatever, some of them get very angry, and I don't blame them.
Exactly.
For me, the anger didn't come until years later. Most of it was just hurt.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. Let me see what's going on here. I'm almost sorry that I actually did as so much better than Ronnie in that debate. I was hoping to have another one with him, like if this one went well, the whole DNA degrading in water thing. I thought that would have been awesome. Finally, once and for all, get him to explain what bonds break, what he's thinking, and I know I could explain it pretty easily. So, but if that obviously they're going to happen now.
I was disappointed though. I figured, with all the resources you can find on the internet, he could have found something, to put forth. And I think I commented somewhere that Kevin that was in the other night or last night or whatever, he should have been the one in the debate.
Yeah, well, Kevin would have done a better job. Yeah. But the problem with Kevin is, again, Kevin uses all these words, again, kind of like Ronnie, jargon bombing.
Oh, okay.
But he doesn't need to. He first of all, he doesn't understand the concepts very well. He does get a lot of stuff wrong. But second of all, that doesn't matter. You don't need to know a fuck ton about biology to make an argument for intelligent design. You really just don't. That doesn't mean it's a good argument for intelligent design. But it is at least, why get into specificities of things that only a handful of people are going to give a shit about? I mean, I'm sure most people here don't give a crap how ATP synthase works or what it actually does. And I bet most people wouldn't even know. If I asked anybody in here, what is the purpose of ATP synthase? I don't know if any of you guys would even care or know, and even though we've talked about it multiple times. Maybe a doctor might, but other than that, it's just, who cares, right? And we talk about it all the time, but people don't pay attention to what the real argument actually is, that Ronnie's trying to make but can't articulate. And he's just trying to say that, look, this stuff looks designed, therefore it's designed. That's really what his argument boils down to. And then he complains about other people pattern recognition. Yeah. I mean, do you know what ATP synthase does, Andreas?
It's been a while since I've taken biology, but doesn't it take adenosine triphosphate and converts it into adenosine diphosphate?
The other way around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But even more simple, all it does is it takes chemicals and puts them into a higher and more energetic molecule. It converts a proton gradient and it takes that differential and it makes these high energy molecules called ATP. So it stores this energy. It's an energy storage device if you want to make it simplistic. Right? It's to make little batteries. It's making little batteries at 100 times a second or whatever it is.
Yeah, is an ATP made from mitochondria?
It's in the mitochondria. Yeah.
That's what I saw. I was going to ask: are there different types of ATP? Because they keep saying ATP synthase, and then here's ATP. So are there different kinds or something?
There are different types of ATP synthase. Yes, there's a lot of different types of ATPases. Right. Yeah. As a matter of fact, like a VATPase is a FATPase in reverse. Instead of taking the energy from the proton gradient and making it into ATP, it actually hydrolyzes and breaks down ATP to produce the proton gradient. It's just the opposite effect because these things can work interchangeably. They work either way. But anyways, I got to go for 1 second. Somebody want to take over? Somebody like jump in one.
I can take over, but then you'll return to find out everyone's avatar is changing to puppies and all.
I'm giving Heavy is all yours. I'm giving it to you 5 minutes, Heavy, okay?
Oh, no.
Yes, bye, Heavy. Yes, it's yours. Do it.
No. So, how's about them Mets?
I'm somewhat cooking. I'm somewhat here.
I'm about to relog, actually. I'll be back in a moment.
I will say one thing, though. I noticed, maybe it was just me, but in the chat during the debate, I didn't see too big of a rooting section for True in there.
There wasn't.
You'd think there would have been a lot cheering for him and rooting him on.
I wouldn't think so. They never watch debates as they happen live. It's always afterwards, oh, where can I go and watch this debate happening? None of them ever actually see it happening. They're not bothered to actually go in and see what's being presented and ask questions.
Even though their science man is in there defending the whatever?
Yeah. They're the cheerleading squad that showed up an hour and 40 minutes late.
Well, even in his hang, if I recall, he was asking, have y'all seen it? Whatever. And he got, no, I haven't seen it. No, I'll watch it later. No, but you did great.
I'll be back.
There we go.
Can y'all still hear me?
Yep.
No.
Okay, I'm in the kitchen still cooking. I'm trying to get this sausage to cook sausage. Trying to also make sure my
You're becoming robotic.
You're at the end of your range, dude.
Yeah.
There we go.
Is this better? Hello?
Yes,
Yeah,
loud and clear.
Okay, yeah, I'm literally standing in the corner and the laptop's on the other side of the wall. Thing, I honestly,
and there it is again.
We're getting a little bit.
You suck, dude.
Fuck.
There you go, almost clear. Good grief, how much crap is in my fucking mailbox here?
I'm in a hurricane.
Pretty bad, man. There we go, got it.
It looks like Journal's going to get to say a little bit. So Gman gave him 5 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so he's actually giving General some chance to defend himself.
I get. Defend what? He didn't do anything wrong.
Well, there's a lot of accusations going around.
All right, I'm back. What I missed? Have you got everybody off?
Not much.
Heavy, did you run everybody away?
Probably. I told you I can't do this.
Sure you can.
Yeah, I'm just cleaning up my email under this account.
Okay, what are we doing here?
Kurt, if you haven't checked email under this thing for a long time.
So hey, by the way, I thought Jade was blocked in their comment section over there. She was blocked the other day, or did they just remove her comments?
Jade was blocked under Antonio's channel.
Oh, is Antonio's? Oh, you're right.
Pat and Jade has like 5 different accounts.
Yeah, on this account, she's not blocked on Gman's channel, but she is blocked under Jade West.
Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure I'm blocked on his, but I don't care. I don't.
But yeah, she's got like 4 or 5 accounts. I have like 4 accounts, and actually, I take them down to 3 right now, technically. Oh wait, no, 4. There's still moderator.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on there.
Steve, who have you got lined up next? Do you have any idea?
I got a couple things in the works. I'm waiting possibly for a guy named Dr. Alex Filipchenko, who he is a professor for UC Berkeley. He's out of the country right now. But I'm working with somebody to get him. And there's another guest too, but I don't want to say yet. I told Jade. All familiar with him, but yeah, I've got a few things in the works. So it's just a matter of timing, right? It's just.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have a hangout with Alex Malpass one of these days, probably this week or next week. I mean, he's going to be my guest. Even though we have hangouts with him all the time, I want him to have a special guest spot kind of thing. I mean, because he's a pretty educated dude, right? And I think he deserves his own hangout.
Oh, he's a like philosophy and stuff.
Yeah, Dr. Alex Malpass.
Yeah, I haven't.
He does not like being called doctor, though.
Oh,
I learned that.
Yeah, he's much more down to earth than most people. But he likes to explain things. I mean, he's just very good at it, right?
Look at Dr. Mr. Malpass.
Yeah, I just call him Alex.
He prefers to just be called Alex.
Yeah.
There was a hangout with Gary Edwards, and Gary Edwards introduces him as Dr. Alex Malpass. He says, "No, not doctor." It's like, "Oh, should I call you Mr. Malpass?" He says, "No, it's just Alex." Those kinds of titles are just for people who are really insecure of themselves.
And he's got a point. I mean, he's just a down to earth, nice guy, And he's like available too. It's like I'll be like, "God damn it, I don't understand this. Alex, help me out here. I'm an idiot." And he'll be like, "Okay, Steve, let me explain this to you."
Oh, he's available, all right.
There we go. Okay, I'm back. I just had to check to see if I've heard from a Jabberwocky today.
Hey, Drag, when are you going to try to get Matt Dillahunty for us, dude?
Yeah, I don't talk to him as much. I talk to Arn Raw like every blue moon, but I talk to Matt Dillahunty even less than that. Like I caught him on his he was playing Path of Exile back in the day, but other than that, I really haven't spoken to him. So I would have to talk to like Hogtie or Ozzy and try
Hogtie
and.
doesn't even talk to him that much. He doesn't know Matt that well. It's Ozzy and Alex that knows him. But
the only reason I even know either of them is through Hogtie, because I came on Hogtie and DPR Jones, because DPR Jones and I would chat fairly often on Skype. I would say.
It was so funny. The DPR was like, "Yeah, the guy who just spoke, I agree with him." And I'm like, "Yeah, you don't remember me, but we've spoken many times. But I'm not offended by it. Like Ronnie would be like, I'm like, yeah, DPR doesn't remember me. Well, DPR doesn't remember his own name half the time, right? So
if anyone has cause for offense, it would be Dragnot when DPR Jones confused him with Gman.
But that was funny as fuck, though. That was one of the most hilarious things I heard.
Oh, dude,
DPR, I was rolling.
Matter of fact, let me see if I can find DPR. I'm gonna call him up.
He crushed Drag's soul there for a while. Drag was like, "Wow."
I couldn't figure out what was going on, and I was like, "Oh!" I was like, "Why is he going off on me? Like, what did I do?"
Going off.
He was going in.
Why would I want to have dinner with you? You're just a despicable, deplorable human being.
Just for a little bit of random amusement at kind of my own expense to a degree. Prior to Hogtie being invited on Magic Sandwich as a bit of a regular, they asked me if I wanted a seat on there, and then a week later they forgot my name.
Yeah, well, you know,
that's DPR for you.
That's DPR. It's I exactly. I don't take it personally, right? It's just how his nature.
Yeah, I just thought it was hilarious. So I'm like, I got back to him. I'm like, yeah, about that offer from the other day. No, what offer? I'm like, you forgot already? What the fuck? It'd been like less than a week.
Drag, we do need to start making some science videos, though.
Yeah, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I don't know how many people we got watching. It really doesn't matter, but
41 people, so
40?
it doesn't matter. Yeah, and 40 of them are my stock accounts, so who cares?
Who was it? Oh, Xbox Fiend. Xbox Fiend tagged a bunch of us today, and it's kind of like a break from the hoo-ha about Ronnie and stupidity and all the nonsense we normally talk about. And he's like, well, you guys are having these conversations, but it's clear that Ronnie and some of these other guys aren't on y'all's level, like not even close. And I said, yeah, you're right. And I said, well, one of my goals here is mainly for entertainment, but I do want to help people learn some of the stuff that I've learned here, because I've learned a whole of a hell lot on G+, and I would like to kind of give that back to folks. Unfortunately, True and some of the other, Clown Car Posse members are a vehicle for that, but what I would like to eventually do is branch off into making some really basic science videos to show people what the difference between a mixture and a solution and what it actually means. And so when Ronnie's using these terms colloquially, people will have enough in their arsenal to see exactly why we're just aghast at some of the shit that he says.
Hang on, Drag. I just want to point it out. You said that the Clown Car Posse is a vehicle for you. I needed to point that out.
Yeah, I didn't do that on purpose. I just so happen to use that
I'm
phrase.
just like, as long as you don't climb into the clown car, you can use it as a vehicle all you want. You can roller skate on it, whatever. Just don't get inside.
No. I'm actually arguing with a guy right now about math.
Yeah, it should be like a video. Well, I didn't want to make a video series like dedicated to all of like Ronnie's fuck ups, but it kind of actually would be fun to do so. I have talked about some of the things. I know I made a video on the ETC. I didn't go into too much detail, but I would like to make a video just explain to people what actually happens when DNA dissolves in water. That's it. And what Ronnie's trying to explain. And I know we've talked about it many times, but I still have people asking me about it. I still have people like, I don't know what this means. Well, at this point, I mean, either you haven't been paying attention or we haven't explained it properly. And if it's just, the latter, then I'll take that. But I know I can explain very simply what happens when DNA goes in the water. Any of us people that have looked into this could do so. I want Ronnie to do the same thing, though. I want Ronnie to make a video going, okay, this is what happens. Because he did say, and Fiona pointed it out, he did say that when that proton comes off, it'll destabilize the phosphodiester bonds. Actually, he didn't even say that. He said, what he said, phosphorus diesters bondage or something. I don't know, whatever.
Oh, that sounds much more interesting.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, it was definitely not a bond that actually existed, but we knew what he meant by the sugar phosphate bond. So, but he's also said that the covalent bonds on the nitrogenous bases broke apart. He didn't ever say the glycosidic bonds broke, but I think he inferred it. He definitely inferred it when he says that the nucleotides break down. So,
did that start with him after he watched a video? And I don't remember the guy's name. Y'all probably do, where he was showing about dissolve or whatever, and he had these like cutouts, and he was
DeWitt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was. I mean, did Ronnie?
Yeah, he fucked that one up all the hell. And DeWitt, they did message DeWitt, and just DeWitt's like, yeah, the guy's wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
One thing I was curious about, if y'all did start doing some science stuff, or kind of explaining some things in a little bit of detail, morphology. I don't think a lot of them understand what morphology is and how we use morphology to show relationships, possible relationships. Like, go back
to genes would be interesting for that, wouldn't it? If you want to do something on the Hox genes.
Oh, well, that would be cool. That would really be cool. But like morphology, like Carl Linnaeus came up with the classification system, and that's all he was using was morphology to put these different animals and stuff into the nested hierarchies, as y'all call it. And he was pretty much there. He had the tree of life started. Just using.
I wouldn't be able to do that. That's something that I would have to leave to somebody else.
Oh, okay. Well, that was just something.
That's the point I was trying to make to Gman one time, like over a year and a half ago, where I was like, "Hey, you don't need to observe evolution over time for us to prove that it happened. Just look at the diversity of life and look at the similarities and differences in morphology between species.
Man doesn't understand. You use too many big words.
That's true, but how could these complex systems be so similar in all these different species? Maybe it's because they all came from a common ancestor that had this very specific system.
Yeah, the way I understood it to be, I think he's right. When they started looking at morphology, and maybe Dragon can kind of get me on the right path here. But the way I understand it, look at what he did was he looked at some things and he said, okay, I see a similarity here. Let's just look at what we would expect if these things are related. And then when you look at each metric, when you look at the genetics, when you look at the proteomics, when you look at the ERVs, when you look at anything you could possibly imagine, they all indicate a relationship of one species from another, or if you look at a specific species, that they're related, right? We never see something so abnormal that it would invalidate where it exists on the lines of phylogeny. I mean, if we, like I was talking about the other day, and I accidentally said eukaryote, but I meant animal. If we found an animal that had a human, right, a human that was born, and we were comprised of plant cell walls, that would be a huge problem. Right, that would severely invalidate. That would probably blow evolution out of the water, because it couldn't incorporate that. Because the model is that a human doesn't have that in their line. It doesn't have it in their history a certain point of divergence. Prior to that, yes, but afterwards, well, actually, not even prior to that, because plants, developed at the same time as animals. So they developed the cell wall. We didn't. So we never had any ancestral things that had plant walls, right? So it's not in our line. But we have common ancestry of plants which do. And so it wouldn't be something that Ronnie would be like, oh, we'll just move the time back, because he doesn't understand. You can't have something existing prior to his ancestors, right? With the whole grass thing that Jade explained, yeah, it only moved it back 10 million years for the point of divergence, even though you're dealing with time frames of 70, 80 millions of years, which they've already suspected anyways. They just wanted confirmation. This was already allocated for. It wasn't a big surprise. And then Ronnie's like, oh, well, if they found a human in a T-Rex stomach or in the mouth of a T-Rex, they would just move the timeline back. No, that wouldn't work, because now your humans are existing prior to their precursors.
Yeah.
Ronnie's completely oblivious of how this shit actually works, right? It's completely oblivious.
But even then, it's not like we get much for fossilized plant life, so most of that was frankly guesswork.
Right. A lot of things don't fossilize very well. The same thing with the soft body. Right. A lot of the morphological changes that occurred early on, this is the whole thing with that whole Cambrian explosion. Morphological changes usually happen with soft body tissues first, and then you have the hard tissues making morphological changes later. So you don't see a lot of transition, because soft body stuff doesn't fossilize as well. Right. The soft body things that have changed don't fossilize. That's why you'll see, trilobites or horseshoe crabs, or I guess wouldn't be trilobites because they don't exist anymore, but horseshoe crabs do. You'll
organisms as exoskeletons.
Yeah, you're just seeing the exoskeleton. You don't know what the other morphological changes are, right? You don't know if you cannot compare their genomes, because we don't have the original DNA. But if you did, you would see a lot of change in the genomic level. But the phenotypical traits pretty similar, because of selective pressures has been pretty constant. But there still might be morphological differences inside. How do we know? And I'm sure there probably were, right? But soft tissue doesn't fossilize very well. Now, Drag, would you agree upon that?
Well, it's hard to get impressions, but you do have some in there's salt flats. I can't remember where. I think in Australia, or mud flats, excuse me. And you get some soft body creatures. And they make these impressions, and they get preserved because of the dry, arid heat and whatnot. But it's very, very rare that you get something like that.
Yeah, definitely not impossible. But it's not as often, is the point. And you don't see this nice graduation of species. If we had a fossil for each generation, how many millions and millions of fossils that would be, you would actually see a continual line of change. But of course, we don't have that. We have snapshots in the phylogenetic record.
Yeah,
so there's definitely enough to form a pattern. It's like having I always use the analogy, if you have a jigsaw puzzle and you're missing a whole bunch of pieces, but you have enough of it to tell you what the picture is, you can still make out the picture, right? Creationists don't get that. They don't see the picture. They just look at the missing pieces and go, oh, look, you have a missing piece in there. It's like, yeah, but you know what? That's part of an eyeball over here. You can tell there's probably going to be another eyeball over here that's the missing piece, you know?
Yeah, something else they don't get. It's like you hear them talking about Cambrian explosion. It's like, bam! Here's all this diversity of life. Okay, well, if that was creation, where's the modern day fish and stuff?
Well, the problem kind of with them citing the Cambrian explosion is that the reason why there was such an explosion of so many different life forms is that the replication method at the time was probably shit.
Well, something else I was thinking too, like, you know, fossils, there's no telling what you're going to find. Like the grass, all right, that moved the timeline for grass back further. All of a sudden, you find something, and it gives you more information. So, well, instead of mammals popping up at a certain time, they popped up even earlier. You know, because you never know what they're going to find, and they may someday find.
Yeah, they get refined.
Stuff
along those lines. If I remember correctly, the phylogenetic tree got completely fucked once we started figuring out genetics, because so many things were kind of placed based upon morphology and assumptions. And once we understood genetics better, it's like, whoops, nope, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. This doesn't invalidate it. It just says, no, we, guessed wrong. Now we actually have answers.
Yeah, we knew which branch came from what branch a little bit more. Yeah. I mean, but we never had a branch come from a different, completely part of the tree, right? I mean, you never see something that has eukaryotes that we would say, oh, you know what, this should be on the bacteria line. It never happened, right? Because the line for bacteria, archaea, they went completely different. So you're not going to see, okay, well, here's an animal. You know what? This isn't really an animal. This is actually a bacteria. Come on, it's a totally different domain. You're never going to see something like that degree happen.
Yeah, the point I was getting to, though, was that in the fossil record, they may very well find things from before the Cambrian, which were on their way to having the hard shells. It may be like soft shells or something, something to show a transitional point.
I think they kind of do.
Well, I'm not really up on it, but that was just something I was thinking about, that, we may all find that. And then go, here, look, here's a transition thing. Well, transition fossils don't exist, Hey,
do you mind if I argue with somebody in the chat?
Go.
Somebody just made a point from a literary standpoint that the Gospels are interesting / beautiful as fuck. I've got to argue with that. The biggest problem that we have is, yeah, the Gospels were written and a lot of people consider them beautiful and what have you. But the problem is that modern day religion doesn't know what the fuck to do with them. If you're able to read the Gospels with their original intent and the original voice, and you understand enough about them to realize that there's a lot of poetry and prose in there, and if people could stop fucking taking it literally, it's actually, some of it's kind of fun. But the problem is that it's been so fucking sterilized by Christianity that it's just boring as fucking kind of useless.
And that's the big thing, taking it literally. And that's the problem I see with a lot of the creationists, is that they always want to take things very hyper literally, and that presents a problem to them when they try to understand other things like science. It interferes with their ability to understand things like analogies.
I mean, if you're reading, say, Genesis, and you have God stomping around the Garden of Eden, and they're hiding from him, and he's kind of fee, fi, fo, fum, where are you, kind of thing. And you have all that kind of thing going on there, and you picture the storyteller actually stomping her feet during that whole part, and then you get to the part that Eve's pregnant. She's like, I made me a man just like the Lord did. She's a ditzy little twit. It's kind of funny, but once you take those voices out of it, and it's, I made me a... No, this is not meant to be read in the priestly voice. That's just the first fucking part of Genesis before they start getting into the fun shit. Ah! Stupid Christians. Anyway, sorry.
Well, I mean, like I said, I think a lot of the Bible is mostly meant to be taken allegorically. I don't think much of it was historic. Well, I shouldn't say historically accurate. I'm sure there's a lot of historical accurate stuff in it, but the stories of these great events like the flood, yeah, it obviously didn't happen. There's no doubt in my mind about it. I'm absolutely certain that it would be a scientific...
You don't even have to bother with a flood. I mean, there's basically this gap that you could tell they kind of took the backhoe and filled it back in. And this comes around the time of their enslavement in Babylon, when they were freed by Samaria, I believe it was.
Yeah, they retconned it.
And what they did was, that's when they started creating like the Kingdom of David and this kind of stuff, because they needed a cultural identity. So they had to do something to try to keep their people and their faith, so to speak, together while they were imprisoned in Babylon. And after that, they had all these fucking stories, and they just blew them even more out of proportion. Oh no, heaven forbid a Jew exaggerate. Come on, man.
Speaking of Jews, hey Wayne,
there's that bad boy.
Yeah, Wayne.
Talk to you.
Yeah. You Jew person, you. Oh wait,
did somebody just pour some juice into the hangout?
Well, I got Wayne and I got Isaiah in here because Isaiah decided to pop into Gman's live feed, but didn't feel like he had to come into my hangouts anymore. So I don't know what's going on with Isaiah.
Why would you want to go into Gman's room?
I don't know. Well, his live feed. Isaiah, what's up, you traitorous bitch? Oh, now you can pretend like your mic doesn't work. I see how you are.
I'd love if Gman came in here. I'd say my name, bitch. Anyway.
Isaiah?
I had something cooking in the background.
Oh, okay, I could barely hear you. Did you watch the debate, Isaiah?
It wasn't a debate.
And it was a debate. It
wasn't.
I want to know if Isaiah watched it. He didn't even mention anything about it. He didn't tell me anything. I haven't heard from Isaiah in
it was structured like a formal debate, and somebody made arguments as if they were in a formal debate, but there was another person that was in there that was not participating, but pretending to be. I'm sorry.
Really surprising.
I agree with you. He didn't even fucking show up.
He didn't even show up. But I mean, all this time he's like, "Oh yeah, I can't wait to debate Steve," kind of thing, because I want to show him up and I'll show you guys why Steve's wrong. And he's scared of me. He's running from me. I'm like, yeah, okay, okay, let's do this.
If Ronnie came out the next day and said, "I'm sorry, I just really couldn't perform because I was suffering from polio that day," I might have believed him.
Yeah. Oh, great. I gave him performance anxiety. Holy shit. That's just wrong. No, but I was saying in Talking to Tuesday that I gave him everything he wanted. I mean, he picked the forum, he picked the moderator, he picked the topic of the debate, he picked the topic of the title. He was involved in the timing. Everything was laid out, and then he had the audacity to say, "Well, I put on G Plus that I wanted to do this an hour and a half earlier." Motherfucker, General Han Solo got up at 3 freaking. Well, it was actually 4 o'clock his time. He's supposed to get up at 3:30, but he slept in accidentally. Do you think he was actually going to get up another 90 minutes earlier because you wanted to? True? Come on. I mean, we had planned on this at a specific time. You don't go, okay, I can do this now. No. I was busy at the time too, talking to somebody else. And he's like, oh, well, Steve didn't want to have an hour earlier. So why would that make a difference? Why would that matter? He didn't have anything. Isaiah, are you with us yet, Isaiah? No, whatever.
The thing that I really want to see now is what presentation did Ronnie have ready for that he didn't want to present after he heard yours?
I think he's lying through his teeth. I don't think he had anything.
Well, I think he's lying as well.
Well, why would it matter? Because I even said, hey, I'll let him go first, and I even told General, I prefer if he goes first, but it's not like make or break. And he's like, no, you can go first. Okay. Well, what would have happened if he would have? What would have happened if he would have gone first? Oh well, I don't have anything. I mean, it was just. It's just mind-boggling. He thinks that people are really going to buy into his bullshit, and yet there are people on his side that have bought into his bullshit.
Well, lately he seems exceptionally taken by this Stephen Meyer, who, quite frankly, I really don't like after reading a lot of his stuff. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
I think maybe if he did have any presentation prepared, it would have been something along his lines, just talking about the philosophy of science and trying to argue from that point why we could say ID under some scientific model, under some scientific method, which is highly contested, not well accepted.
But the topic was, what's a better explanation?
Exactly. It still wouldn't have fit. And I don't think he understands even that.
He didn't understand he came up with the title and he didn't understand his own argument or his own title.
I don't know, man. I'm still trying to figure out G-Man's weird thing claiming that he's going to make y'all his bitches.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been waiting about myself.
I mean, that's a really easy one. I mean, I could make you my bitch real fucking easy.
Ooh, I bet you could.
Oh yeah, all I'd have to do is once my book comes out, say I'll throw you $5 a month if you advertise my book twice each show, and you'd be my bitch, right?
Oh yeah, oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You might ask more, but hey.
Someone named King of Here wants to join it. It looks like a Christie type person.
Yeah, I'm trying to find
Depending on how bad the book is, it might cost a little bit more for him to sell out, but still.
Hey Wayne, mic check.
Oh, I did find King of Here.
You hear me?
There you go.
Yes.
You might have an echo.
Yeah, hear you so well we can hear Steve while you're talking.
Yeah.
King of Here, I'm sending you the link via the outside G Plus chat. It'll say start a conversation. Oop, that's not the link. That's weird. That's a dog in a Jedi costume. Why do I have a dog in a Jedi costume?
I wonder if he has an evil twin named King of There. Yeah.
Those are just pictures that I sent to Jackie, Steve.
Yeah, that's why I copied and pasted it. That's right. Okay, so the link is being sent to you, King of Here, via the outside G Plus feed. If you don't know how to get to it, let me know and I'll help you out with it. Oh, you did get it.
To figure out how to actually snag videos or video links off of Twitter. There was a great one of a puppy coming up and licking somebody's camera while they were filming it that I couldn't send to Jackie because I couldn't figure out how to capture the link.
I know how to do. I know how to capture. I know how to capture video from YouTube without going to like CC Downloader. There's actually, if you just type in I think it's PWN prior to the
problem
YouTube,
was this was a Twitter thing. This is a Twitter thing, unfortunately. Yeah, that was kind of a pain. I almost tried to like drag her to hang out at like 2 a.m. just to show it to her, and I'm like, nah, that's not cool. She has like a life and shit. Which, you know, some people have those. I feel like I'm aiming this towards Gman and true empiricism that seem to think that they can call anyone whenever the fuck they want. I still can't get over that fucking thing with them trying to call Aaron Ra and Dillahunty randomly. That's fucked up shit, man.
No,
that's fucked up shit.
And the thing is, when I explained it to him, he really didn't understand like why that was wrong. Like
They
that's
don't
what really got me. It's like, dude, you just there's a reason I fell asleep in my own hangout. I was asleep with my wife. Like
they really do think they're the center of the fucking universe, don't they?
Yes. Oh, Gman does.
Oh, Gman does.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Gman does. Most certainly.
And I've had to tell Hannah, I was like, you need to educate Gman. Now that you've been around me and you see that like I'm not this caricature that he thinks that I am, I will push him in traffic. Like if he does that stupid shit.
I don't know if he's full blown narcissist, but he's definitely a narcissistic personality.
Well, let me put it this way. I was sitting there in an off-air hangout, chilling out with like 4 or 5 different people, including Jello Shots and some others, and we're just sitting there bullshitting. Freaking G-Tard comes in there. Ranton and Raven, that we need to watch his videos. I'm like, dude, this is an off-air hangout. What the fuck, man? We're just trying to chill out. What the hell? But he's like, you gotta watch my videos, and all your people watching this were like, dude, this is an off-air hangout. Oh, people watching this need to watch my video. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Then he turns to me, and you know, I've been shadow for a while at this point, for a couple of years, and he's like, when do you stop using 13 Heathens? I'm like, when was the last time you watched my videos, motherfucker? The hell?
Do you want your mic check real quick?
Sociopathic little fucktard.
Well, I mean, once he gets rambling, he's like the Energizer Bunny, so he won't stop for a while.
Well, here's the thing: is he finds out the new channel. He's like, "Oh, I'll go check your channel now. I'll go look at your channel now." And he bounces over there. About 10 seconds later, he's like, "You don't have any videos about me." I'm like, "Why the fuck would I have videos about you?"
Because it's all about. Well, he's upset when people make videos about.
Oh my god! It's like, holy shit, man!
Don't. Like that's what the rant that he sent me on Skype was, that he was upset that there's videos about True. I was like, well, okay, I thought you were upset that it was not about you. Like, what do you want me to do?
Exactly what the fuck it is.
Yeah, he's upset that Talking Shit Tuesday gets so much attention, but he said, well, it's off the backs of you know, people like True. And I was like, yeah, you're right, because you guys make great topics. You know, you and your antics are entertaining. I don't actually need you to be there. That's the fun part.
The whole point of Talking Shit Tuesday is to line up the lol cows and milk the fuckers.
I don't.
The one size at all. Persecution porn.
I don't understand that we have to keep explaining to people like the purpose behind Talking Shit Tuesday. Like
it's in the fucking title.
It's in that's the reason why we made it the title. Like there's no mistake about what this is.
But drag, it's not educational. There's nothing educational about it.
Oh damn! I forgot to put the education in there. God damn it! God, fuck! I spilled something on my papers. Fuck! No! What is this? Please don't tell me it's genetics. No, it's genetics. Fuck.
Shit! Before I ban talking about religion and, you know, sitting there milking lol cows the whole time, Insomnia Shuffle actually had like people watch it and participate.
Yay!
Because the drama sells. Ask Steve.
Like,
he knows it.
Insomnia shuffles.
And then I think Drag pointed out the best thing is we don't need them to be here to have a commentary on their stupid shit, right? I don't invite Gman in here. He can come in here now. I've lifted the ban. Ronnie always have been able to come here. I've never banned Ronnie. They don't, but I still have a somewhat successful channel without them, you know. And I may not be on JD level, but I tell you what, it's getting close. It's getting close. But I don't really care if I get bigger than JD. It makes no difference to me. I'm only here to entertain and have you guys entertain and point out that these guys on the other side say some pretty stupid shit, and then we laugh about it, and we move on with lives, right?
Or not.
Okay, this might be up for debate, but who's the stupidest so far?
Well, that's why we had the dumb fuck of the year. Remember?
Who's contending?
Well, this year, the problem is
Brown
and
this year was Ronnie.
Yeah, Ronnie can't win because they've already won. This year, my contenders are going to be C Brown and Spurkismo. Those are my two, and I think C Brown. I'm going to be pushing for him. But if you're asking me like who's the dumbest overall,
that's it. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know if I can actually answer that question because it's kind of like asking, well, who's the funniest? I don't know. I mean,
I think Carlos is the funniest. And who is king of here?
I've invited him.
Somebody that was invited from the external by Steve.
Oh, I'm guessing he's a Christie person.
And unless he lists like lakes and skies and pretty sunsets.
That's a pretty good lake. Looks like a lake.
That lake or river, I don't know.
Somebody in the chat main chat said something about Mr. Intelligent Design for Dumb Fuck. I don't think he would qualify. He's not insulting. He's not
Whoa, feedback.
There's a lot of feedback, Wayne.
Yeah. No, I mean, I could see Mr. Intelligent Design being in the top 10, but I would never vote for him. He's too nice of a guy.
Yeah, you're right.
I think part of it is that there might be a bit of a language barrier sometimes. So
that's a piece of it. Yeah, I think there's a piece.
I think English is his third language. So.
Yeah,
I don't think he's dumb. I just think he's confused.
To win Dumb Fuck of the Year, you kind of have to be a unrepentant douchebag.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's kind of an unstated stipulation of sorts, right? I would put Ronnie as winning every year only for the fact that he excels in being an unrepentant douchebag, and he gets things so practically wrong, it's unbelievable. And then he has to go out of his way to try to point out minor things and make them sound like they're big errors, right? And yet we all acknowledge we have limitations. We all admit we make mistakes, and we're corrected on it. We're like, yeah, we're wrong. Some of us, we might hold on for a few days or so, like Rock, Hot Guy, if he held on to his sniping thing, he was wrong. I held on to my sublimation, I was wrong. But after a point, we're smart, and we go, yep, we've been shown to be incorrect. And if you think about it, when you have scientists competing for something, somebody's going to lose. Doesn't mean the losing scientist is dumb. It just means that they were shown a better way, and they're smart enough to recognize it.
Ronnie takes it personally, though. Everything is personal. Every single thing. It is so funny. It's like Sam just outright corrected me when I said something about there's no analog to colloquialisms and cells. He's like, actually, no, heat shock proteins will be the rough analog, and I had no clue about it. I'd never even heard of them. And so I was like, oh, okay, cool. And he linked it in the side, so well, I stand corrected. It's not a big deal.
I mean, the thing is, ideally, who's smarter? The person that can acknowledge when they're wrong, or the person that just sits there and adds more bullshit to the furnace?
And that's why I would vote for Ronnie as the dumbest of all of them over and over and over again.
Or the person who knows that they're wrong once they've seen that they've been corrected, lies about it, reverses their position, reverses it again, and then doubles down for 2 years.
And then claims that they were right the whole time when they finally do get it right, if they finally get it right.
That's why I take those screenshots. That's exactly why I have all those screenshots, because I caught on to him doing that. And I was like, you know what, damn it, I can't prove it now because he deletes everything. So I guess he forgot that I have like well over 300 screenshots just in one of my folders. And I have not arranged them yet, but every time he says something, especially if it's fucking stupid, I'll just take a screenshot just because.
Like today in Talking Shit Tuesday in the chat, he said, degrade and dissolve are two different things. Why can't you people understand this? And I'm just sitting there, like, I think there's a dent in my forehead from the face palm.
We're like, wow, really, Ronnie? No shit.
Yeah,
no
it's
shit.
like if I did not understand that, I would have not passed chemistry. Like there's no way. No way.
This is a result of double face palming too many times.
But the audacity he has to think that people are not going to catch on to that when we've been saying all along, Ronnie, they're two different things. Hey, Ronnie, guess what? They're two different things. And we've been making videos saying, hey, Ronnie, they're two different things. Oh, hey, you guys.
The worst part, dude, is when I showed the screenshot of him saying that he changed his position. Like right, he said it right after I showed that he changed his position on, not everyone else, and he still somehow it baffles me, dude, how this guy keeps a job. Like, he can't lie like this, and like there's no way he does this in real life. There's no fucking way he'd be without a job. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to note something real quick because they're always talking about subs and shit. Gman has 9,000 subs now. 9,000. He only has 31 people watching with 49 dislikes and only 4 likes. In comparison, yes, I'm gonna do it. I have a little over 1,000. I got 1,100 subscribers. I have 39 people watching. Was 40. And I have 15 likes, no dislikes. Now it's 41.
Part of why I walked by from the old 13 Heathens is because I had 1,300. I had something like 1,300 subscribers, and I was getting like 30 views. I'm like, okay, this is not representative. Most of these people aren't actually there, aren't watching, or deleted. I need to start fresh so I can get an idea of who's actually watching.
Actually, that's a pretty good ratio. If you have 1,000, you got 30 people watching. That's not too bad. He's got 9,000, and he has less people watching than me.
Yeah.
And granted, I tell you what, I bet you right now half the people watching us are watching his live feed. At least half. I'm telling you. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Let me do 2 things real quick. Mighty, do you want to check your mic there, Isaiah? Okay, he fell asleep again. Okay, King.
Yeah, is it working?
Yay! We can finally hear you. Okay, before I get to King real quick. Isaiah, my love, where you been? Why are you doing this to me? Has something happened in our relationship that has changed where we just don't spend quality time with each other anymore, or what?
Was there improper cupping?
Yeah, did I not, like, were they just too rough? Not gentle enough? What? Tell me, I can change.
No, you can't.
No, I wanted to try once, and you didn't let me.
You tried to what? He tried to what?
He tried to talk.
Never mind.
He tried to talk it or something or tuck it, and I don't know. We'll get you a headset for your birthday. A headset and a hoe. It might be the same thing.
In that order, or the other order, and I think it's a hoe first.
With a big booty.
Are you saying the problem is garden work?
I tried to hook him up with a friend of mine, Jessica, but she was a little bit too.
Oh, other kind of hoe. Sorry.
Yes, the
female. I dated a Jessica for 2 years. No, don't.
She's I'm reading one of her statuses right now. Every interview starts off with, "Are you single?" Correct. Nope. I'm a hoe with an opening availability.
Ooh.
That's the girl who'll try to suck your dick through the computer monitor.
That's Isaiah's style right there, though. That's his, that's the marrying kind right there. All right, so Isaiah's modulating all over the place. I can't understand a word he's saying anymore. King is here, King of here, or whatever. King, are you there?
Yeah, he's gonna have to unmute.
Yeah, King, you gotta go to the very top, and there's little things that says mute microphone. You have to click that off. It'll appear red, and you make it unread.
When you head to the top of your browser screen.
But careful of the music, by the way.
When you get to the top of the screen, if kind of mouse over it, it'll appear at the top of the browser. Unless you're on a phone. I don't know what the fuck up with the phones.
It's okay. He's talking in the outside chat. No,
okay, Gman's made his hangout leak public.
Who the hell wants to go into a Gman hanging out? I'm telling you.
I might go in there and say, "What's my name, fucker?" Just to, if he's figured it out yet.
He used to be okay. A couple of years back, I and Isaiah would drop in, right? But after a while, he just went to shit.
Off the deep end. Well, during his hiatus, I think it happened during his hiatus where he just came back and just flipped shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of liked it back in the day, though. I mean, Isaiah and I were going there and go, God, what the fuck is this guy saying, Isaiah? He's like, I don't know. Yeah,
But it used to be funny. Like, you didn't expect much if it was G-Man, but I don't know.
Hey, King is here. Do you want to say something? You want to join us? Come with the living here?
You must unmute for us to hear you.
From what I
muted,
can see,
King.
What's that? I can't unmute him.
I can see, Gman is doing right now.
He's opening the Hangout right now. Yeah.
King, if here, can you type in one of the chats or something? Because you're having a lot of technical difficulties or something. I don't know.
Is this his first Hangout? Are we divergenizing him? Because I like taking cherries.
I guess. Oh, this is annoying. I hate this
part.
part.
I've taken so many cherries. I got
Hey,
a collection.
Steve?
Yes, sir.
I have mods. Just letting everyone
I was waiting for you to say
mods.
something. A little slow on the uptake there, Doc.
King, hello.
You guys
Sorry, I have
aware
a stupid-ass cat here.
If you guys aren't aware, Doctor has mods. So whatever whatever topic he wants to talk about, he gets to take over. And King, come on! I'm getting curious. What you want to discuss? I don't know why he's having technical problems. Got on me excited for nothing, man. God damn it.
Be like JD when they don't say anything after a certain length of time. Boot.
No, that's shuffle rules, man. Steve's actually nice. I'm the douchebag.
Yeah, I'm sure he might be having technical issues, but he should be able to say something in the outside feed letting us know why he's having technical issues.
No, I mean, that's what JD does. I can have him talk shit Tuesday and someone's not saying anything. Boop.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he'll do it if
doesn't
he
have
needs to
enough
open up the
space in his room.
for someone else.
He has a little more buzz than usual today.
Well, he was pissed at that point. Like, he was slurring his words and people were just ripping on him for that.
Wait, who?
JD. He had a little bit too much scotch.
Okay.
High potency scotch too. Wow, you got some cursing going on in that background. TV. I think you watching TV or something?
My wife is watching Sweet Home Alabama. I don't know what this. It's something on one of the housewife shows. I don't know. I don't pay attention. Just rich people with, average person problems.
How is that a TV series?
Well, you think make a TV series on anything. They're talking about the scientific problems of a global flood over in Gman's thing. And now there's only 29 people watching. People just don't care.
They're bored. Boring topic is boring.
Oh, man.
Isaiah says we can still cuddle as long as he's the big spoon.
He has to be the big spoon.
Feel like that. Deal. Yes. Oh, you're smaller than me, I think. And you look like a baby. You look like he's like 20 something. Like
I don't think I've ever seen Isaiah actually. He was supposed to send me.
You never seen? Oh, he looks like a cherub. Well, he looks like a cherub. I'm not kidding. He's like a black cherub. He's got these nice little cheeks and this like baldy head and these big old eyes that just say "Come do me." I mean, it's just
he's bald. Wow, is he related to Wayne?
Well, I think he's shaved. I don't know. I think he shaved it. I don't know. I don't think it's like pattern baldness. I think he actually just shaved his head. Look badass. Or that is just so light that.
Well, I tend to do that too, so I can't talk. Hold on. Let me turn on my So I tend to. This is my normal look that I'm supposed to have, but yeah.
Yeah, but certain people get away with that, right?
You can baldness. These are clearly finger imprints from face palming.
Slap your forehead too many times, your hair falls out.
Yep. Just work clear off face palm, and I watched one too many Gman video. Gone.
Go ahead and invite Mr. Intelligent Design. Go ahead and invite him. You know you want to.
He's not. Is he in the live feed?
He'll pop up eventually. I haven't seen him yet. He's around. He's always listening.
The link is in the live feed.
Oh, knows one of you bitches has to start entertaining me soon, because I'm trying to be distracted here.
Well, speaking of distraction, let's talk about the multiple personality. Hey, MP, had you have your fill with these guys over there? Are you still going to go over there and try to engage with them? I'm kind of curious because I mean, I'm at the point now
engaging with them.
That I just don't think it's productive. I mean, yeah, we get something out of it because we can go, oh God, look what happened when MP went in there and God, these guys were just saying stupid shit. But I mean, as for your sanity, is it really worth it?
Even left alone, they'll say the same stupid shit though.
That's true. I don't see the need for anybody to go into their rooms anymore. I just don't. But whatever. I'm not telling MP what to do.
But like today, even though we went heavy in theology, we started talking about video games. Like, what was your best and favorite video games? These guys are like video game hawks like me. So,
I would love to have a conversation. Like, I know Gman.
Like we got like a 2 hour, 2.5 hour conversation about video games and pizza and things of the 90s. Like in here, what was your most favorite video game that you ever played?
Fuck you,
but you also have to tell us. But you also have to tell us what's your worst video game that you ever played.
You have to kind of go by genre, right? I mean, I have my favorite games. Like I think my all-time favorite game is only because it just brings back a lot of memories. Was a game called Starflight, and it was originally only on like 5 1/4-inch disc, but it packed a lot of data on those discs because it was such a great game for its time, and it's very simple, right? But I remember playing it like a lot when I was aboard ship. And so it was just something that brought back memories to me. So in that case, it's like my favorite game. And you talking about like arcade games or what? Console
we're talking
games,
about like my favorite game was Super Mario Brothers 1, the one that came in the box with the NES. And the reason why is because when I got that when I was a kid, I had to play that game for maybe a week straight with no sleep. I'm talking about parents with the sleep. I was up trying to get to level 8 on Mario, and I used to hate having to turn the game off because you had to start from the beginning.
Are you talking about like Rescuing the Princess? That one?
Yeah. But okay, just like any arcade or one of those the console games, those type of things. And it's interesting because they have a really wide variety of different games they like.
I have a just weird gaming history. Like as soon as I discovered MMORPGs, that was it. I kind of strayed away from consoles. But
yeah, I mean, obviously WoW is my favorite for the.
Yeah, it's I can go over my console history or my online history, whichever you want to hear.
If we want about just regular games, I think Morrowind was probably one of my all-time favorite games from Elder.
I honestly did not get into Elder Scrolls until Oblivion came out. Surprisingly enough,
dude, I'm telling you, Morrowind was better than Oblivion.
That's what people tell me, and after looking at it, I was like, yeah, I believe them.
It really was.
Yeah,
and obviously you guys know Darth Dawkins, he's all up in there, but come to find out, he really liked Star Trek or Star Wars or Rogue One.
Oh yeah, he's a Star Wars fan.
Rogue One. He really liked it. He thought it was really good.
But here's the thing, I don't. Here's the thing, I don't really care what they're interested in. I don't really want to be friend with them. None of them are people I'd be like, hey, go have a beer with, right? Any of you guys in here, I'd be like, hey, let's go party. Let's go fucking talk. Let's go hang out. Let's play Mario Brothers or whatever. I wouldn't want to do that with any of them because I just think there's such dishonest people. I used to be able to like get along with some of them, even like Gman. Like I said, we've been in his room many times, but it's gotten to the point where even off air, Gman's just starting to be a dick anymore. So, I mean, he's doing the same thing to Drag.
I guess I would play a video game with Vekko.
Vekko's a little bit more normal than the other ones, for the most part. The worst game ever, E.T. by Atari. Doctor says, yeah, I actually did play that game. Yeah, that was what the fuck. It made no sense.
You know what? If people don't know how bad that game is, they should use an emulator. Download that game and see how bad that game is for yourself. It is the worst.
You just get angry if you play it.
I was paying attention to Skype. Which game?
E.T. by Atari.
Okay, E.T. For the Atari is so bad that literally the company used it for landfill.
Yeah, they dumped thousands of consoles in them and buried them.
Yeah.
Such a great movie and such a shitty game. They tried, but that's when you rush.
Dude, that's normal though. Just about every fucking whether if it's a movie based upon a video game, the movie sucks. If it's the other way around, the video game sucks. It's a general rule.
But this was like a game they didn't even think about. It was just like, let's throw something together in like 10 minutes.
Cobble it together.
I don't think the movie was even done, but when they finished the game.
because Atari console had at least some decent games. I mean, I remember.
Yeah.
I liked obviously Breakout, and Kaboom was good. I loved Kaboom, but you needed the paddles for that one. But I actually played more on what's called the Intellivision. One of my favorite games on television was called Sea Battle. And if anybody could find a ROM of it, let me know, because I can't find a working ROM of Sea Battle. I don't know how it would work because it uses a specialized Intellivision controller, but I'm sure you could probably modify it for a keyboard or something. But yeah, Sea Battle was a fun game. You had to pick your fleet. You had like a battleship and you had a sub, and each one did a certain amount of damage. And you'd fire salvos, and like a sub could only take like one hit, it'd be dead, but it could literally take down a battleship because it had torpedoes. So.
My wife just bought Persona 5 for those of you who are JRPG fans.
Hey, Steve. Apparently, you can get it for the Xbox 360.
What?
I don't have Xbox. Yeah. I don't have Xbox 360. Oh, wow. I did have an Xbox 360, but my ex took it. Matter of fact, a friend of mine bought us an Xbox 360 for Christmas because he was living with us, and it was supposed to be like a group thing. When he was my friend, and he was supposed to be, we all used it, but then the bitch decided to leave me 2 weeks later. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? I mean, the real sweet. No, it was 5 years.
No, you said that entirely in your head, Steve. No one heard.
Okay, good. But she took the Xbox with her. It's like, really? Like, really? That wasn't yours. That was like everybody's, and he was like my friend, and that wasn't your present. But that's okay.
No, it's not.
I mean, I've asked her if can I borrow it. I mean, you don't use it, but I have to ask her again. She's really get back to her. I mean, she lives 2 miles from me. I mean, we get along great now. I mean, she's been, this was like what, 4 years ago? I don't know, 5 years ago.
Years ago, there was this gal that I was involved with for a little bit of a while, and my roommate, my best friend, had a wet bar that was probably about $300 to $400 worth of liquor in it. And when she left, she took the fucking wet bar.
Oh, that's grounds for hiring a hitman.
And then bitched at me, claiming that I owed her money.
Nah, bro.
After she emptied the joint bank account.
Yeah, CRISPR says Google Sea Battle and television ROM. I have before.
There is worse.
I'll try again, but I remember back in the day I was looking for it. Maybe I didn't have the right emulator for it.
I think you keep Googling the wrong thing. You keep Googling Seamen. You have to stop Googling Seamen.
That explains.
Why does Tommy Hall's photo keep coming up?
Yeah.
No. That's only if it's semen gurgling. Oh, seamen, not semen.
Try a different word. Docking. See if we can find it that way.
I'll look for it again one of these days and find another emulator. Because I used to use I think it was DOSBox.
No, I'm looking at the supported platforms for it. Apparently, they did like a retro release not too long ago for Windows.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Things may have changed since the last time I looked for it. This was several years ago.
Like it still says, supportive platforms in television. So
you find a Sea Battle, ROM, like there's free ROMs here. Download, maybe. I don't know if this will work. What's the platform for this one? God, that ROM size is 4.64 kilobytes. That's it.
Wow.
It's a small game. Yeah,
it's a small motherfucking game.
What we need to talk about. Oh, go ahead, MP.
No, I was saying I had like 200 of the Nintendo's NES games on my phone. So,
on your phone?
They're like, yeah, you can download the emulator to your phone.
So you sitting in court and they're playing Mario Kart. Is that what you're saying?
I'm playing Street Fighter 2 now.
The problem with Sea Battle, it's a 2-player game. It didn't have a computer mode, if I remember correctly.
One thing for those,
but it was a great game.
For those who know Street Fighter 2, I will say this: the greatest change around from Street Fighter 1 to Street Fighter 2 was, I think, the greatest reconstruction of any game platform ever. I don't know if you guys remember Street Fighter 1 and then Street Fighter 2, the game that became the mega hit, but I think that was the best revamp of a game ever.
Mm-hmm.
I like actually Saitan's Atheist version of Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, the one where me and a bunch of other people are characters.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
he won't sub to me.
He won't? Call him a bitch.
Yeah.
I know he's a
Saitan Atheist. You're a bitch.
I know he's why? Wait, he's subbed to me, but not you? Because I know he watches my channel. That's weird.
Yeah, but he won't sub to me. I don't know. I asked him. I said,
suck.
I sub to me. He's like, I'm subbed up to my elbow. I'm like, really? That's all I say nice things about you. Go suck my dick.
Yeah,
I like
think I like him. I mean, he and I did a collaboration video actually, because I was G-Man's voice. So yeah.
Oh, you know, I was gonna ask you like that. We should actually do a spoof on them one of these days. I don't know who I would be though.
I don't know. Well, I do creature voices better than I do human voices. Like I can do Smeagol, and I can do Stitch from Lilo and Stitch very well.
Do Stitch.
Just oh my god, just so
Oh my god, you sounded just like Jackie. That was awesome.
Wow, yeah.
Oh, that was good, Drag. I really thought that was Jackie talking.
I'm wondering what that weird random explosion from Jackie was. Sorry.
Actually, you sound like. Oh god, I can't remember. I think it was the end of what dungeon is in WoW. You sound like Thar Sog or whatever that. The end, the very end. We have oh my god, what the hell, Surgog.
You play WoW. Wow, really wrong. Last respect.
No. It was AQ40. The very end boss.
Oh, the old god.
Cthulhu.
Yeah, one of the old gods. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Cthulhu.
Yeah, you sound like him whispering to you and stuff.
I can do that now.
True who?
I like how all your creature voices sound like Ken Jones.
Yeah.
Yes, I have to do the same voice contortion.
By the way, I'll never look at Rose the same way again now. I just wanted you to know that. And I love Rose. I love Rose. I love her. She was like my favorite companion of all time.
I can't see you.
But now that you have like G-Man's face, that is G-Man, isn't it?
Yes, G-Man. Yeah. This is our raw G-Man, and that's True.
Yeah. True who?
It's such a terrible Photoshop, but it's so funny.
I like the terrible Photoshop. I think it has kind of like something to it.
Like, I just love Aaron Ross' face here. All the question marks.
Like, huh?
He just doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
I don't know who these fuckers are.
You know, this is gonna be on his next hangout.
Oh, you don't know this.
Well, G-Man was supposed to have a hangout exposing all the lies that we've had, but that hasn't happened. You know, he's gonna like, I'm gonna make all you my bitch. Well, no, you're not.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah.
Hold
on, let me see if he messaged me in Skype. No, he hasn't said anything back yet. Oh, so.
Yeah, he's deleted from Skype yet. What's the matter with you, boy?
He usually gets pissy and deletes me eventually, but it's like whatever. I don't care. Then because I have him under two or three different names.
I had to try to re-add me once or twice, I think, and I removed him both times because, like, no, dude, you're one of the people that tries messaging me and calling me randomly. Fuck that shit.
Did you actually ever finally watch the debate? By the way,
I don't know. I see a question. Because I'm not. Oh, this must be his old account because I had it under Gman the Lost. Yeah. Not sure why I gave him that name.
Oh, our favorite troll Edward is back.
Edward, isn't he?
Atheists are all punks. Yeah, he says atheists are all punks who like to debate about flat Earth and young Earth racism. They can't handle sophisticated. Oh, you fucking god damn it, Mr. GPT. I was reading that out.
Oh, he'll be all right. If y'all want to lick Ronnie's balls, just come in the chat or come in the hangout, not the chat.
Oh, he won't come in here.
Flash your invite.
Oh, the message was deleted. Damn it! I was like, where is it? Let me look for it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, well, if you're much, I can look at it, but I can't delete it. It says they can't handle sophisticated, educated, and intellectual theists. They know they'll get their ass warped. Edward, you have been shown to be a demonstrable liar. This guy came into my hangout the other day, or excuse me, came in the live feed the other day, claiming that he knew that Ronnie had more subs than me, which Ronnie probably does, although I don't think it's that substantially more. But I'm like, how did you gain this knowledge? Were you psychic because he doesn't show his subs? Oh, you can go to Social Blade. No, Social Blade doesn't show his subs either, which I demonstrated him. So, Edward Bradley, you're a lying theist. You're a liar, Pat's on fire, liar. So, you know, the reason why we don't engage with people like yourself is because you're a liar. And what else do you want? So
I mean, the fact that he thinks Ronnie is educated, that's what's funny to me. That kind of shows that there's something off.
Anybody
That's not
thinks
one of
Ronnie
the
is
words.
educated is dumb. Yeah, I mean,
I'm just like, really? Like, what makes you?
Well, which is dumber, Drag? Which is dumber, Drag? Ronnie being stupid, or somebody actually thinking that he's not stupid? Which one is that? Which one is actually a dumber person? It's a hard call. It's a hard call. I don't know.
Someone can be fooled to thinking that he is smart. If you don't know anything about science and he starts with ATP mayonnaise, that kind of stuff impresses people. So I can forgive people who are fooled by that nonsense, but Ronnie's dumber. That's just genuine. You can't beat that.
Yeah, but it doesn't say a lot for their it doesn't say a lot for these people that actually think he knows something.
Oh,
not so much.
Poor Ronnie.
I mean, it tells you their level.
Yeah, Sam's going to be doing a video in a few days on apophenia and pareidolia. So
I wish he would, because I swear to God, I mean, how many times how many times can Ronnie get that fucking confused? Ronnie, we've explained this to you a million times. Pareidolia is where you have pattern recognition in symbols such as like the face on Mars and Cydonia, or a cloud thinking it's an animal, right? But pattern recognition, that's a type of pattern recognition. But what you're referring to is apophenia. Well, one's a subset of the other, but you keep on using these words interchangeably, and everybody's corrected you on it, and you still can't figure it out.
The only reason he did
I thought I wasn't going to have to ask what apophenia was, because I thought you were about to fucking explain it organically. Damn it, what is it?
Seriously, all that means is pattern recognition. When there's not pattern there, you're seeing patterns that don't exist.
Plain old pattern recognition. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can exist in like a bunch of numbers. I see a bunch of numbers, and I see a pattern in there that maybe not that exist or something, right? It's patterns where it's simply patterns where they don't exist. But pareidolia is where you see patterns visually. It stimulates the visual for illusionary things. Like, for example, I look at the clouds and I say, oh, look, there's an elephant in the clouds. That's an illusion, right? That's my mind forming a pattern that doesn't exist. But we're not talking about that when he's talking about his pattern recognitions. So, yeah, I really wish Sam would make a video on that, because he doesn't get it.
Yeah, one of those new terms I hadn't heard of. I learned something today. Yay, thank you, Dragon Steve.
Yes, I mean, I blame myself for even mentioning it, because when he started doing the ID thing, I think I was the one who mentioned, I mentioned one or the other, I can't remember.
I knew about it. I knew he was wrong the first time he said it. And I actually messaged to Jade. I'm like, does he not realize he's using the wrong word here? Jade's like, no, he doesn't fucking know.
No, I mean, it's one of those things where you can tell him he's wrong, but here we go again. It's
like one of the things is, if you do something once, people are like, yeah, you mean this, and people do it to me all the time. Oh, you mean this word? Yeah, okay, and you move on. But he makes the same fucking mistake over and over and over, meaning that he doesn't understand the difference.
Well, did you see the thread on JD Kane's page where Antonio was saying, oh, well, you guys are so prideful, you can't even admit when True does get something right, and it's like, no, I didn't. What I specifically said was that I'm going to wait until Thursday in order to formally learn about Robertsonian translocations.
Because, I knew Ronnie was right, by the way. I knew.
And that was one of the first things I put on there was we need to tag True and Antonio in the main thread. And of course, well, they had rational mind blocked, so they couldn't see what he was saying. But one of the reasons that Sam was advocating and saying, well, True did get this right, and Sam was actually on True's side. And so now in that thread, True just shits on him. And so that's why Sam was upset, and rightfully so.
Because you can't win. You can't win. Yeah, you're right, Ronnie. You cannot win with this guy. And again, it's a very, very minor point. But I knew what Ronnie was trying to say. I don't think he got it. I don't think he said it right. I don't think he understands the generational.
It was accuracy versus precision, and that's what I put on the thread too. He was accurate. He was not being precise, but he was accurate in his assessment.
But it's one of those things. Okay, yeah, technically he's correct. Yeah, and I know Hogtie doesn't like that, but to me it is technically correct. You're dealing with 4.5% of cases that are translocated Down syndrome, right? It's not a very high percentage, but it can happen. And I remember Fiona talking about that. And I actually pointed out to Hogtie that it can happen, and that Ronnie was right on this, but I don't think Ronnie was right for the right reasons he thinks he was right. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think he knows.
No. Ronnie is right so fucking seldom that you need to give him every tiny little victory.
That's one of the things that I mentioned. It's his track record so shoddy that you really have to question what comes out of his mouth. When the guy says DNA breaks down in water, like just that alone, and the other screenshots that I have where he's calling carbon he called carbon a compound and said that silica was not, the majority of what comprises the Earth's surface. Like that's a trivial fact that you learn in like geology in like high school or some shit, right? And so he was ready to argue that fucking down, but he realized real quick that was fucking wrong, and then claimed that he was detracted by his family that was at his house. So I was like, okay, oh, sure, whatever.
Edward says if we ignored Ronnie, we'd all die of sadness. Why would we ignore Ronnie? He keeps us entertained. That's like when Ronnie says, "Oh, these guys would love for me to get off the internet." Fuck no.
No.
Well, it's actually good to have people like Ronnie around because he helps you question things. I mean, ultimately, I mean, if he says the sky is blue, I will start questioning the color of the sky.
Yeah, I mean,
because he is wrong so fucking much.
If he says 1 + 1 = 2, I told you I'm gonna use my calculator to make sure it is.
Yeah, damn straight.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I don't think this guy Edward understands how wrong Ronnie really is on most things. He is potato. If he was actually in a course, even a grade school course, his instructor would be like, you know what, you need to go to the special needs class.
That's why I kept asking folks who enjoy Ronnie. It's like,
we're talking about Gman, I guess. What's the difference? What's the difference? First of all, I don't even talk about Gman hardly. I mean, literally his name comes up one time in a month in my hangout. This is the first time he's been talked about in ages. I don't ever talk about Gman. It's just wasted time.
No, I usually deal with Gman because I mean he and I still talk. He gets a little rowdy, and I just kind of accepted certain things about Gman, so it didn't bother me. But I don't really dislike him. He just does stupid. He does and says stupid shit. But Ronnie is like.
Hang on. If I remember correctly, the whole thing with you and Gman though is that you like arguing with him about the importance of education.
Oh God, you remember that hangout?
That's kind of your cornerstone with him, the importance of education, especially in inner cities.
Yeah, that he will not let that get like that. That whole little area is where he really, really disagrees with me about, I guess. And that's where the whole I memorized a dictionary thing came from.
Yeah. The doctor in the live feed, the group chat is telling Jackie something that's actually true, Jackie. Doctor's saying, I've done this. I've tested this with numerous. I did 20 tests on this using just random words, and he's right. If you guys don't know this is very interesting. That on Google, on Wikipedia, everything will eventually lead back to the page on philosophy. So if you click the first link, not the link to like the pronunciation, but the main page, if you click the first link that you come to, and pick anything you want, pick any subject, and click that first link. Over a period of time, you are eventually going to get to philosophy every time. I picked the word potato. Sure shit, goes to philosophy.
Can you go to just a random page and then pick the first word?
Yep, random page
on
Wikipedia. Pick the first link. You try it. Let's do it.
Okay, we're going to do it right now.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, I've tested this numerous times. It does work.
So here, let me present to everyone.
I'll present to you. Okay.
All right, there's no fucking.
Let's do this.
So
hentai.
God.
Okay,
no fucking way. Okay. All right, hentai.
Wait. Let's count. Let's count how many takes it takes. Remember, it's
all right. So click the first link.
So that would be sexual desire there.
Stop. The first link in the main header.
Sexual pronunciation.
Wait,
anything starting with hentai is bound to end badly. Just warning you.
Yeah, so it'd be sexual desire would be the link that you're clicking. Remember, it's the actual. Okay. So let's count here. 1. Okay, motivational state. 2. Theoretical construct. 3. Falsifiable. 4. Statement. 5. Contemporary. Oh, we're getting close.
That's contemporary philosophy. We're already there.
God damn it.
And then actually, no, keep going. Western philosophy, and it'll just be philosophical. And then there you go.
Philosophical. And then philosophy.
So everything goes back to philosophy every time. Isn't it? It's cool, isn't it, though?
Baseball. All right.
See, you learned something here. At least, you know what? Those of you watching right now, you've learned something in my hangout rather than watching Gman.
All right, so bat and ball game.
Also, the reason why this conversation was brought about is because I said that I literally just found out that mammals have been around longer than flowers. And that was because I was doing like one of those you're on Wikipedia for a while and you just click a bunch of random stuff because you're like getting interested.
So
and I found that, and then the doctor said keep clicking and it'll lead back to philosophy.
Isn't that cool?
But yeah, I've been around longer than flowers. What?
Yeah, pollinating flowers have not been a very long. Pollinating flowers have not been around very long in the scheme of things.
I didn't know that.
What was your word?
16 from baseball to philosophy is 16.
There you go. And Edward Bragley thinks that the default position, or should be, what did he say? The atheism is a null hypothesis. What the fuck is he even talking about here?
See how long it takes to get to philosophy from penis. What?
I don't know. If GPT stops fucking deleting his goddamn comments.
Okay, let me go back to it. We'll start from just a random. Dear, give me a random. Oh, she sleep. Okay. You know what?
Stop deleting his comments.
Okay.
See how long it takes
that's gonna
to
get
get
you there
back
real
to
quick.
philosophy from philosophy.
Yeah. Oh, it's right there.
It's immediately on the page.
Okay, so where are we going? Kami, Shinto?
Shinigami.
All right, so what are we at?
Death
3?
God.
Yeah, that didn't take long.
Psychology. Already had psychology.
Do American organisms.
Oh, I know it's gonna. I know from there. I've already been this far.
Biology.
Once you get to biology, it goes to natural science, and then it goes to science, and then it's gonna be other philosophy. Yeah.
God damn it, we're getting right back where it was.
Yep. Philosophy. There you
Philosophy. There it is.
go.
Yeah.
Is that planned or what? I mean, it's weird.
That's
isn't
fun.
It?
That's actually
What if you keep going on? Do you get back to philosophy?
It doesn't matter what you type in, no matter what article you start on. If you just start clicking the first link on every page, you're always going to go back to philosophy.
Yep.
Boy, I wonder how many.
And somebody, and I don't remember who it was. I thought it was Kevin, but maybe Jackie would know. Somebody did a crawler on this.
So wait, it's like cats on YouTube. If you click on any video, you'll eventually end up watching cat videos. If you keep clicking for videos.
That's out of the statistics. I mean, there's so many cat videos, but I don't know. But somebody actually did a crawler on this, and they ran different networks saying, okay, let's do this experiment. And yeah, every time it went back to philosophy. So.
Okay, I got not philosophy. There we go.
First one.
We have a winner. Okay. With something just paper, whatever.
No, anything like that's going to go to some kind of like organic and some kind of biology stuff. So like cellulose, you're already natural. So I mean, you're already in the realm of something that's going to get you close to science. Which anytime you hit the science, you know you're going to hit philosophy. So and our knowledge, right?
Yeah, man. There we go. Right back to philosophy.
But how long does it take to get from Beavis and Butthead to philosophy? Never mind.
Much faster than you think, probably.
Okay, here's Beavis. All right. Well,
everything that's live feed's trying this now.
Subplot, fiction, story, real content, information.
Try Helen
We're on our way to philosophy now.
Oh, here we go. It's coming.
Yeah,
here we go. Right back to it.
Yeah, once you said information, I knew we were done.
Yeah, exactly. You want to know some other stuff, cool tricks? Have you ever guys? I had to hang on this a long time ago, but I didn't have as many viewers or subs. Do you guys remember the Google tricks?
Where you can type in stuff and change Google.
Yeah, is that cool? I mean, those are really awesome.
I think I remember a few of them. XX Hacker. Something XX Hacker. Yeah, there we go. That was one. That's one of them.
Type in do a barrel roll. Roll.
There we go.
I'm telling you, we're so amused so easily, aren't we?
That is so awesome.
Oh, I remember
Zerg
one.
Rush was another one, I think.
Chuck Norris. There we go. I think that's one. Yes, that's one. Yes. You didn't know about this one, did you? You ever seen this one?
Also set that
I
I'm
don't
away
think
from
I've
the
seen this
keyboard.
one.
Almost.
Yeah, just type in Chuck Norris.
It just takes you to chucknorris.com and
Yeah.
with all that stuff.
Oh yeah. Is that a cock ring? What is that?
Yeah, there's a lot of cool tricks you can do with Google. Little Easter egg stuff.
What's another one? Is it happy birthday?
Mr. Intelligent Design is asking Gman if he can join. Oh, what can go wrong there?
Everything.
Oh,
He will basically just vandalize the Hangout. That's all Gman does.
No. Well,
Put in Google.
Gman, how can he vandalize his own Hangout?
He does. Just get Mark Anthony in there.
He's the only person that can vandalize his own Hangout.
Wait a minute. Drag, you remember the old days with G-Man? When Mark Anthony entered the room, how quickly did it take G-Man to vandalize his own fucking Hangout? Shit.
Oh God, that was within seconds.
Instant fucking genius.
Seconds. He Mark Anthony did not like him. He did not like Mark Anthony. Well, to be fair, a lot of people didn't like Mark Anthony.
I didn't either, but he would derail his own fucking Hangouts instead of kicking the shithead out because he knew he was Mark Anthony was the only one that he could actually look good arguing against.
How does fucking Gman get 55 dislikes? I'm like, God damn, people. He doesn't realize that people watching this for the lulz. Everybody in the live feed I'm watching is like, everybody is like this. Char's like, I think all the chat here is for the lulz. It's got Lucifer Almighty. It's got Jade. It's got Mr. Intelligent Design. All these people disagree with him. So CRISPR. So
I've told him that people who watch his channel are atheists. They're not looking to be converted.
I think he's self-aware of that, isn't he?
He's somewhat aware of it.
Okay.
Years ago, he made the argument. Years ago, he made the argument that the reason why he calls it preaching to the choir is because the atheists say that they've already read the Bible. I don't think that means what he thinks it means.
Yeah, when you try and explain stuff, like simple stuff, like simple human interactions, it goes so far over his head that you kind of realize it's like he can be a nice guy, but he's not all there. There's just no way. Like,
I don't know the fuck point he was trying to make, but there was one point that he trotted out that Bible that I sent him years ago, and 13 heathens sent me a Bible, and my first thought is I haven't used 13 heathens in fucking years. But the second thing was, I'm like, read the dedication. He's like, no, I'm not reading the dedication. I'm like, read the fucking dedication. No, I won't read it. I'm like, read it. Come on. You won't fucking read it.
Yeah, I'm wondering what would have happened if G-Man and I would have debated. I wonder how that would have gone.
Have you ever seen one of our old debates between G-Man and I? You weren't around back then, were you?
I remember when they weren't old.
I don't know. I've been around a long time now, but it's still not as long as you.
You've been a long time on here, man.
Yeah, no, Shadow's got the record for that.
They were fairly informal, trust me.
Shadow's been around long enough when this was all dial-up. This was a bulletin board system.
I'm not quite that bad.
Shadow's been around. You know, Shadow. You were around, Shadow.
I've been around since 08, man. There were people that beat me by a long shot.
You were around when Brett Keane was still an atheist.
Yeah. I was around it. I started around about 08.
Yeah, that's a while back.
Wow, MP left us to go over to the other chat. Wow, I'm hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mr. Intelligent Design is in there apparently.
What the fuck is he?
Did he get in? He was trying to. Yeah, let's listen in. I'm curious.
Hold on, let me
He's probably going to get his ass handed to him like he always does.
I mean, it's G-Man, so.
Yeah, let's listen in. We can listen in. Just on video.
You said don't do video?
Yeah, we can wear the video. That's great.
Okay, hold on. Let me. Oh, look, True's over.
That's easy. Just all you gotta do is turn down it's just audio. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it must be G-Man. I hear ranting and raving.
No, that's general.
Oh, never mind.
Now he's ranting and raving.
Yeah.
Oh, this will be fun. Isn't that Sean in there as well?
Yep.
We're supposed to be getting better, not getting worse.
We're supposed to be getting better? What does that mean? We're supposed to be getting better?
He doesn't understand evolution.
Why are we supposed to get better?
He still thinks that evolution is a ladder.
Oh, fuck, man.
We explained to him several times. Hannah's explained several times.
These are not difficult concepts, which is either indicating to me that he's just willfully ignorant or he's just plain stupid.
He's delusional.
Evolution does not have a destination.
He is seriously delusional, and I really didn't realize it until I spoke to him on the phone. Like, he has these ideas in his head, and he can't leave.
He can't.
Like, once it's in there, it's in there.
So he's broken.
He's fundamentally broken, is what he is.
Hey, G, can most look at the link, man? The figures in Genesis 5.
When Brett Keane returned to the community claiming that he was a believer and all this other crap and was trying to get Christians on board to lend him some credibility, we brought Gman, me and Redline and a bunch of other folks, including several Christians, brought him into a hangout to try to basically warn him about the nature of Brett Keane. And he sat there insisting that it didn't matter what Brett Keane had done before because he was now a born-again Christian, which Brett Keane never claimed. And because he was now a born-again Christian, this meant that he was an all-new person.
Who wrote the book of Genesis,
Wow, these guys are so different. These guys are on so different levels. I mean, just.
Okay, General Solo, what is the definition of a false teacher?
Actually, nobody knows who the fuck wrote the book of Genesis. It's regarded as being Moses according to Jewish tradition, but nobody fucking knows.
That Moses wrote the first 5 books in the Old Testament.
Yeah, I thought that was just what they contributed to, but they don't know.
Yeah, they don't know who the fuck wrote it. They don't know the real origin of it, but it's attributed to Moses as part of the Pentateuch.
Yeah, the part of the Pentateuch. That's what I said to him as well one time. And he's like, no, Moses wrote all 5 books of the book. That's why they call the Book of Moses. I'm like, no, he didn't.
That's why Moses wrote his own death in the 5th book of it.
That says that Moses wrote
the last book of the Pentateuch, he dies and it continues writing. There's a problem there.
That's pretty powerful stuff if you can do that. Die and then continue writing.
Yeah, he wrote events after his own death. That's pretty cool.
My friend, all you've been doing since you've been in this room is party about who wrote things in scripture.
G-Man believes that the louder you are, the more correct you are.
You've been corrected how many times in this Google Hangout, and you have not received.
You've been corrected by me saying things that are wrong.
I have one more question. How exactly did you get hooked up with Christian?
I said bullshit that was wrong, and this is the way you were corrected.
Don't bother with these guys. Seriously, why does he bother with these guys?
Christian anarchist agrees with what I'm presenting to you. Christian anarchist agrees. Anarchist, and actually go study for a little bit. And neither one of you know what the heck they're talking about.
Wow, and we've been telling Gman that for years with evolution, and he's still not done it. Sent Gman a message on Skype. I said, "This hangout's entertaining. Keep it up."
I'm just counting because I figure I lose about 100 brain cells every time he speaks, every second he speaks.
Oh yeah.
How do you know if he checks? How do you know if he checked his messages on Skype or not? Does it actually show he's read it?
Yeah, it'll show little bubbles down there when they're looking at, or when they're typing rather.
Yeah.
The thing about General that I respect so much about him is that if he's going to start talking about the Bible, he knows what he's talking about because he studied the Greek, he studied the whatever he's done.
Oh, you're talking about General, okay.
Yeah, like he's done all this studying and everything. It's like, yeah, and then like G-Man and the rest of them, they go, oh no, you don't know what you're talking about. What?
The difference is General gives a shit what's in the book and G-Man doesn't.
Thank you.
Who are your theologians that you're listening to? Here's John Walton. John Walton. Okay. What is his theological disposition?
Why are we listening to this crap stuff?
1 second. This is what he writes. The Sumerian.
I don't know. I don't even know.
This is where I mute drag on General Principle.
Yeah, I don't even want to keep this open any longer.
All right. Oh, anyway. I mean, if G-Man's going to have a hangout, then I'm fine with like terminating mine. Let people go over and watch his shit. Then like,
why do people? No, you're assuming people want to go and watch his shit. Why the fuck would they?
There's 50 people watching. It's a shit show.
No, it's a shit show. So yeah, he's got more viewers, a little bit more viewers now. He's got a huge amount of dislikes. So I have no problem with that. When shit starts, people want to view that. I get that. I can't run it hangout all the time. Just. So, I'm fine with like terminating this one. Call it a day. We had a little after show. And then later on tonight, much later on tonight. What time is it now? I don't know, 3 hours or so. Sometimes I run about 11 o'clock just for like an hour or so. It's not for the people in Europe, obviously, but it's just mostly people on the West Coast because the East Coast are already asleep. But I do it every so often. But I'm gonna go ahead. I want to kind of listen in on that hangout anyways. So I'm gonna bring this one to a close. You guys, any last words?
I'm gonna go play up my wife's ass while she sleeps.
You know what? And I want everybody to think of that before you go to sleep tonight. That Dragnut's gonna go play with his wife's ass.